at each other. You can see my face. I can't see yours unless you send me a picture, I guess. But hey, what's up? It's SplitB Tuesdays. Pretty pumped about this little event. I've been working on this quite a lot more than maybe I needed to, but I don't know. I wanted to try to make a production that looked a little bit higher quality maybe than I'm usually able to produce. We've got Project Belgium and we've got Daniel in the game. They do have a link here, and we're going to just have them hang out for a minute while people roll in. We're going to start with an interview with Daniel at 17 GMT. Project Belgium's interview was recorded, and we're going to play that in between game 1 and 2. The concept of this thing is to... It's not muted now, by the way. Thanks, Goldstone. Yeah, I was a bit silly there. You could hear Daniel's voice, which was weird. The concept of this thing, some of it is shown on this little slideshow that I'll play as we go. But the idea is, let's put the spotlight on some guys who are really high-level players who may not be getting quite as much love as they could. You know, AOC is Age of Empires has been around for a long time, and to be a 2K player, you've been at it and grinding, I assume, for years. Certainly, that's something that we should sit down and appreciate from time to time. These guys, Project Belgium and Daniel, they both have a couple of big events under their belt already, like Nations Cup. Belgium was playing in the Escape event, Master and Apprentice. These guys certainly have some bigger events than this under their belt, but I figured it'd be cool. We'll take some time out on a Tuesday, put the spotlight on these guys, and see if we can put a little bit of money in their pocket. John T, there's some oversaturation on the mic. Hopefully not on my mic. As long as it's not on mine, I'm happy. But yeah, I'm sure Daniel and Project Belgium's mics will be not great, but you know, we'll do what we got to do. Let's see. I'm going to cheer for Belgium, says Project Belgium. Buttface says, my face. I'm going to cheer for Belgium as well. Oh, nice overlay, says Minecrafter. No, Daniel's mine. Okay, thanks, John T. Yeah, I'm sure it's not going to be the greatest quality interview. Yeah, as you probably know, some of you guys out there who are interested in the tech behind some of this stuff, it's usually you need a proper mic to have a really good sound. But at the end of the day, the interaction with Daniel will be a really cool thing to have. So we're going to get that going at 17 GMT, which is 7 minutes from now. Until then, we do have a few moments. Slideshow you're seeing is just a couple of fun little pieces of information, a little bit of a teaser. It's not exactly meant to blow your mind, but just a little food for thought. I thought it was quite interesting how some of the civs these guys played significantly better than others. Hey, Liverpool FC. Yo, yo. I don't know how the quality options thing is working now. About once every 3 weeks, maybe once every 2 weeks, someone comes in and asks that question. And then it works again. I wonder if you should refresh or something. Because when I go on my Twitch settings, it says your viewers will always have low and medium quality options. But I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully it's not something that I've screwed up. Yeah, this is something that's been very annoying. I've been trying to get that working properly for a little while now. How's the new apartment feeling? New place is great. Hey, Pete. What's up, buddy? New apartment is quite nice. The internet here really is not working properly, which is super, super annoying. But I don't know. We're going to figure all the internet-related stuff out. For now, I am... Ooh, these guys have a pretty weird draft. For now, I'm just rolling with it. I'm using a little thumb drive to get the internet going. But anyway, we got the players in the game room. I'm pretty damn hyped up. All day long, I've been kind of bouncing off the walls, just waiting to get this thing started. It should be a nice set of matches. We're going to draft 5 civs. We will probably play 5 games. And let me launch some bets for you guys in case you're so inclined to get the bets rolling. Let's create a Stream Elements bet. Who will win Split B? You can bet either Belgium or Daniel. And you can do that by doing ! Belgium and then space and then the number. I believe that's the input format. You'll have the whole time for the Civ draft to get this going. In case you are so inclined to bet, that will be That will be an option. All right. So, oh man, I'm pumped up over here. Okay, so let's get Daniel in here. Let me see if he's around, and we can get this thing going here in just a moment. I think he was going to grab a little bit of food. Certainly don't want to distract him. I really wanted to get the interview in the can, but you know how it is. Sometimes it's a little hard to get everyone in the same room at the same time. So Daniel will do his live. I hope it doesn't make him more nervous. I would be nervous at this point. But we should have a good time here today. All of the proceeds. Here we go. There's the draft we want. Project Belgium and Daniel are in the right draft now. Wonderful. So we can spectate that as soon as we're ready. Yeah, we're going to put the sub money today toward the players. We're going to put donations will be split between me and the players. You can spectate. Yes. Perfect. As for next week, I think we do have players locked in, but I'm still waiting to hear back from one of them to make sure that he's 100% in. People have been applying. If you haven't seen the event post, you can check it out. I think you can check it out here. There you go. There's the AoE zone thread. That is a brief description of what we're doing here, and you can see people have responded, but we're just waiting to get next week locked down officially. Let me go ahead and jump into Discord real quick. Stop playing Star Citizen to watch SplitB Tuesday, so I hope these better be some good games. I hope that we get some good ones here. I will quickly message Daniel and see if he's ready. Okay, so we're ready here, and this should be good to go. And I'll say hello to you, Mr. Daniel. Hello.
What's up? Hold up. Do you want me to change my... Does that sound better? Does this sound better?
Yeah, that does sound better.
Wow. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was just twisting with this. I was just twisting with the numbers around a little bit.
Gotcha.
So...
Well, let me first introduce you guys. You're going to see Daniel today, one of the players here in the showcase. We're going to hear from Project Belgium a little bit later. Daniel, you got an American flag next to your name. Are you? Where are you from?
Well, I am from USA, I guess. But I was born in Hong Kong. I didn't move to the US until I was 10 years old. So.
All right.
So I'm still friends with a lot of the Hong Kong players, basically from like Ding, like I don't know, Mundi, like those people, Star, people from Pause, basically, and yeah, those people I am very good friends with. I still talk to them sometimes on WhatsApp, even though they don't play anymore. So.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. I think it's high time. We need more high-level American players. I know you've been around a while. You played in the Nations Cup this year. Is that true?
Yeah, I did. The first time participating in any basically tournaments, I say, and yeah, it was a fun experience. I met a bunch of people. I still play with Spring now, so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Was that the most nerve-wracking set of games you ever played? I assume that playing those games, you felt a little bit nervous, right?
Oh yeah, against France. Actually, that was one of the biggest thing I had in Nations Cup. That's I guess it's a funny story, because it was actually 2-2 against France, the round going into round 16, basically. On the fifth game, I was supposed to play, but then we restarted at 30 seconds, I'd say. I think it was bugged map, and then we restarted. But then after that first 30 seconds, at the time I had I guess, what's it called, acid reflux symptoms and stuff like that from, I guess, I don't know. And then after the 30 seconds, I got so nervous because it was fifth games against France, going to round 16. That's probably the biggest, that was the biggest game, basically. And then I actually couldn't play. I literally had I almost had a panic. It wasn't panic, but I genuinely felt I had acid just just acid reflux and stuff like that. So that I let spring play, and at the time, I guess that was kind of controversial. I don't know, but yeah, that was one of the stories that I have in
Yeah,
Age of
man.
Empires. I guess yeah, it was strange. Yeah,
I've never played in a high level game. I'm not a very good player, but even playing in these like events for noobs, I get like really worked up. Like you can tell that you're playing like a little shaky, a little faster. Your adrenaline is going, is what it is.
yeah, basically, yeah.
Hopefully, we can give you that feeling today without the acid reflux. That would be great.
I hope so too.
So yeah, if people are just joining us, that's the voice of Daniel that you're hearing now. We're going to get this set of games going in just a minute with Project Belgium. I have one last question for you. Daniel, what are you playing for today? So we're splitting the channel revenue with you in Belgium. You had an item that you wanted. It's a computer, right? You're putting it toward computer parts?
Yes. Yes, with my summer internship that's about to come up, I'm probably gonna spend some. I'm just gonna probably buy a new computer because I've been using my laptop,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just like my laptop feels like it's about to like just burn down sometimes when I play Age of Empires, and sometimes I stream, and then sometimes I play like other games. I'm like my laptop just starts screeching because I use it for school, I use it for everything, and then so I'm just like yeah, I'm probably laptop's more for professional use, and my PC is more for gaming use. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a great. It seems like most people who replied to this the Split B post were saying that that they wanted to get something for their computer, and people will hear later from Belgium. He's working toward a mouse. What I put up on our overlay for this event for you is maybe we can buy the tower case for your new computer that's coming with some event money today.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Great, man. Well, I'm looking forward to the games. Let's get the draft going with you in Belgium, and then we'll jump right into it.
All right. Let me ask Belgium if he's ready first.
All right, man.
You ready?
Good luck out there. I'm gonna put you on mute, and we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, I'll disconnect for now too. See ya.
See ya. All right, guys. Well, that was Daniel you just heard from. He will be taking on Project Belgium today in this set of matches. These guys are ready to rock and roll with the Civ draft. So let's go ahead and show you what they are up to. We've already got the draft going, and it will be Daniel right away going into Malians. We looked a little bit into Civs on YouTube before this match, and we looked at both players being incredibly strong with Slavs and Mongols. Not necessarily the first two Civs you would ever pick in a 1v1, but both of these guys have really good win ratings with those two Civs. So I'll be interested to see where those go, but right off the bat, Project Belgium with Aztecs and Mayans. Is he going all in Meso? Daniel will go Malians, very strong. Burmese, very strong. And we'll see what the third pick is here just coming up. Let's see. What's the Civ thing, says Puma. We're going to draft 5 Civs. Hey, Klaus, thanks for the host, man. We're going to draft 5 Civs, and we're just going to play 5 show matches between these two guys. They're going to use each Civ one time, and there will be no repeats. So if you pick a Civ, your opponent can't pick the same Civ. No mirror matchups. Should be all non-mirror today. Let's see. What are the maps anyway? Well, we're going to be playing an Arabia showcase. So we're just going to go straight on to Arabia. These guys, I've been telling them there won't really be any reason unless there's something severely bugged. It will be Indians next for Project Belgium and Slavs. Okay, Daniel here. Nobody has yet to... Well, there's the Slavs pick at the 4th position. Indian, Slavs, and 2 Meso for Project Belgium right off the bat. These guys are both coming in around the 2100 rating. Inca's finally a Meso Civ on Daniel's side. And they should have a really nice matchup. They're going to play hidden Civs, so each game they're going to have a Civ that their opponent isn't expecting as the game launches. And we'll see them try to adjust on the fly and grab a win. And there's probably a little pressure on the line for these two guys because we do have a bit of coin behind this one. Should be fun. Let's see. You guys are betting. That is great. If you want to bet on Project Belgium, you can do so, or Daniel, you can do so with the Stream Elements bot. That is, let me put a link down here. That is described here. Who will win? Exclamation point Belgium or exclamation point Daniel. The draft has ended, so what we will do here is take a moment and just wait. I just want to... I just want to ask these guys for 3 minutes before launch. I want to build something for you that is a little interactive so that we can keep track of the civs as this thing goes on. It shouldn't be that hard, but we'll do it. Let's see if we can do this properly. We're going to put a Burmese over by Daniel. We will put the Malians, Berbers, Incas, and Brits. So let's just go ahead and do that. Incas. Berbers. Sorry, guys. Someday I will hire an intern to do all this stuff. Probably not anytime soon, but maybe someday. Good to see the chat rolling strong. I'm really glad people are hanging out here. This is going to be a fun one. I really am excited about this, and I hope that these guys can put on a really nice show for us. First game will launch in about 3 minutes, about 2 minutes. Just want to update a couple more things. Let's put Aztecs over here. And what is the last one? Do-do-do-do-do. Huns. That is my sound, the do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so interesting civ matchups, I would say. These two players, obviously no stranger to each other or to this game. They're both above the 2K level. And they both picked strong 1v1 civs. They have strong ratings with the Brits. They both of them play Slavs incredibly well. But we'll see how the rest of this goes. Ethiopian's not chosen by either player. I thought that might come up since it was a 10 civ draft. Let me show you the screen that I'm looking at here. So this is the civ draft, a little bit of a ghetto version of a PowerPoint draft, but you can see Belgium here is playing for a mouse. We'll get that interview with Belgium just after this this cast ends, and we will talk about the mouse that he's looking for. And Daniel, we're trying to buy a computer tower for. It will be Aztecs, Slavs, Indians, Mayans, and Huns for Project Belgium. Aztecs, Mayans, Indians, Slavs, and Huns. Wonderful. And Daniel on the other side will have these 5 choices: Malians, Burmese, Incas, and Berbers. Okay, enough of me screwing around with PowerPoint and trying to make something cool. What we'll do at the end of this is, I hope, we will X out the civs as they are used by each player. So we'll keep track of the civs. The draft is ended. We heard a couple words from Daniel, and after game number 1, we will jump in and show you that interview. All right, we're good to go. The players will launch when they are ready, and I'm glad that you're here. I just want to say thanks again, everybody, for the support. People saying they're excited about this event, or you know, giving a little love to the idea. That always encourages me a lot. Going to be bringing our interns in from university to handle this AOC, and oh boy, we will start the day off with a donation from Zach Cravens. Thanks very much, and that donation will come in prior to game 1, and we'll add it directly to the sheet. Thank you very much for that donation. PayPal donations are going to be split between myself and the players. Subs go 100% to the players, and bits are split between the players and I as well. We're going to keep a running tally as we go through the day. There's no pressure to donate, but I do want every donation to be reflected in a quick chart so that people can see where we're at in relation to what they donated. Thank you very much, Zach. I appreciate that very much. You've kicked it off officially. You've broken the seal, and it's all downhill from here. Game number 1 will be on its way in 2 minutes. Players have launched. Project Belgium and Daniel coming in. Both guys around, well, Project Belgium is 2201. Daniel had a rough streak, he was saying in his interview. He went from like nearly 22 down about 100 points last night. So maybe he's getting all of the losses out of his system, and he'll be ready to take on Project Belgium. These games will be here in just a moment. Craves for short. Zach Cravens. Craves. Oh, okay. So it's the same person. I was thinking, like, does Craves have an alter ego or something? Thanks for that, buddy. Hey, Art of the Troll. Nice to see you, my friend. Hello, Buttface. Good day to you. Hope you guys are ready. The bets are probably going to end very shortly. So if you want to bet for Project Belgium, or you want to bet for Daniel with your stream coins, maybe just so you can tell other people, like, it happened. I called it. I knew who was going to win. You can do so by putting an exclamation point bet with the bot. 20 seconds left on the spec delay, and we will jump into game numero uno. I'm excited to have you guys with me. Let's kick this thing off the right way, right here. Right now, I introduced it a bit too early, but in about 10 seconds. All right, wonderful. Here we go, everybody. SplitB Tuesdays, game number 1. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the sub there, Reaper. Perfect timing. Game number 1, Project Belgium versus Daniel, SplitB Tuesdays, week number 1 here on the channel. This is a live event. We're showcasing some high-level players. These guys are playing today for part of the stream revenue. Each of them will get a little piece. The winner will get a little more. Project Belgium playing for a new mouse. His is getting pretty beat up. And Daniel is playing for a computer, some money toward his computer. Game number 1, we're going to see Mayans versus Incas. These guys are coming out firing. They did a 5-civ draft, and it looks like they are going to start the day off with Mayans versus Incas. It's going to be a mezzo matchup. There you go. Maybe we'll see those Eagle Scouts get forward early. There aren't really any rules here. There's no rematches. If they want to lame, they can lame. Whatever goes, goes in my book. So maybe we'll see those scouts going forward. Orange player is Project Belgium. He is playing as the Mayan. Should have an extra, almost extra full vill throughout the early game. He will have back berries, back stones, 2 of them. If he wants to go into plumes, it's going to be somewhat easy to protect this back area, I would think. 2 back wood lines. They're not perfect, but they're at least okay. And 1 wood line on the front that he's taking now. Main gold on the front, so if the Incas player comes with towers, he can probably double up on Project Belgium's gold piles. But we will see how that evolves as the game goes on. Blue player is Mr. Daniel. Daniel is an American coming in around the 2100 level as well. Daniel here is going to be working with back gold, back wood line, 4th villager going over to wood early on, and it could be a little bit of early militia or men-at-arms play for the blue player. I guess we'll keep an eye on it. Incas here, of course, a strong towering civ, but we could just see like an Eagle War along with some towers from him, or we could, I don't know, we could see him play a little bit more of a standard long-term game. Both guys have known that they had the other as an opponent for a little while, so it is possible that they have a little bit of a preconceived strategy. Daniel right now is having a little trouble finding those sheep. He's got good map coverage with his Eagle Scout, but he is missing 2 sheep here on the corner. He may grab those sheep and push a deer at the same time. Seems like a very effective possible strategy for him. Neither player down any villagers or anything so far. It seems like Belgium has a good little build-up going on this side. His 14th villager should be out in just a moment. Like I said, he should be about half a vill ahead, I would expect, with Mayans. Blue player grabs his last 2 sheep, decides not to push any deer, and he'll have all of his sheep under the TC as Project Belgium just works his way in. Nice back berries, back woodline area for the blue player Daniel, but, you know, clustering your resources like this can be a little bit sketchy sometimes. We'll see. We will see if it turns into a tower game. For now, Daniel knows nothing about Belgium's map, but he is working his way forward. Project Belgium found his sheep a little earlier, and he is scouting around the map. He's found Daniel's back woodline and back berries, and he is still circling around the wagons. And you better believe he saw those 4 vills on wood and is ready for this thing to go down. Thanks very much again to Craves, and Reaper. Thanks, guys, for the donations here today. Donation and sub, very much appreciated. I'm just happy to have a little drama on a Tuesday. Orange player is luring in his boar. He does have Loom as Mayans at this point, of course, so no laming possibilities there for Daniel. Daniel might have thought of stealing that boar, but I didn't quite see if he had an opportunity. We will see if this game turns into a good one. I think it will. These 2 guys equally rated, 4 vills on wood on both sides. Could be early aggression from both players. That farm coming down is interesting from the Incas player. Keep an eye if he drops another farm. I would doubt it, but that 1 farm maybe means it's less likely he's going to go into towers. It's at least what I think as a snap judgment. Orange player, Project Belgium, trying to push in some deer on his side of the map. He will get poked away by his opponent's eagle, but at least for now, he will be the one to get the first poke, and Daniel will have to go back. Belgium's extra deer could help him a bit. He does know about his opponent's gold, berries, stone. If we were giving him Killer Bee scouting points, he would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, because he's getting a deer as well. That's pretty nice, but of course these guys are at an extremely high level, and Daniel's got just as much map vision. One thing he is missing is this area behind the TC, which is where Belgium's secondary stone is and his berries. Daniel can probably surmise that the berries are there, but it would be nice to locate that extra stone pile for a Mayans player. 2 villagers over to the gold pile for Belgium, and a drush out for Daniel, by the looks of it. He did grab the extra 10 gold. He did send his 3 militia forward. And Daniel's going to come with some early game heat. Loom on the way just at 23 vills, so it may not be like a crazy drush fast castle, but it is a true drush. We don't get to see this all the time, and Belgium does seem somewhat ready for it. Nice quick palisading, at least onto his gold pile. Belgium will move a couple vills around, palisading and house walling toward the TC, and that's a pretty wonderful reaction to a drush defense. That is a pretty great early reaction from Belgium, who is sending 4 villagers off to the side, and we'll see if he can sneak out those vills to a wood line or to some towers. I'm not quite sure what his plan is. Belgium will have Feudal Age first. He's on 22 villagers. He's Mayans at 8 minutes. That's pretty darn good. And he will have men-at-arms coming presumably very soon. Daniel sending 3 villagers over to the gold pile. He will hit the Feudal Age after his opponent, but he may just drop double ranges right after doing so. I don't know. Could drop another barracks and go Eagles as well, but I guess we'll find out as this game rolls on. So far, this drush has not really been as effective as Daniel may have wanted. But, or rather, yeah, as Daniel may have wanted here early on. But Belgium, for the moment, is going to counterattack. He's going to leave that group behind. And Daniel could actually get caught a little bit unaware. Could get caught a little bit unaware. Brief pause in the game for the players. We'll see if they might have a little connection issue. But we'll see men-at-arms rolling into Daniel's area. Daniel able to see this. He added in a couple more men-at-arms, a couple more militia to go along with his men-at-arms play. And he will add in an archery range now. Quick walling from the blue player, but the towers here from Belgium could be a difference maker. Daniel's going to commit a bunch of villagers to this. In the meantime, not too much happening on the other side of the map just yet. It's all about this melee on Daniel's side. Daniel's sending in villagers. He's trying to soak up damage on those men-at-arms. He is focusing on them first. But it does look like Belgium will have an opportunity maybe to get his tower up. That tower going down as fast as it's going up. And Project Belgium may have a failed tower push on his hands here. He may have a failed tower push. Daniel's already committed. He's already starting to clean up some of these units. And that tower is going to go up, but it's going to go up with about 20 HP and 3 villagers sitting at the base of it. In the meantime, the blue player did break into Project Belgium's gold, and he got 2 villagers out of it. It's really hard to micro both areas, and those men-at-arms from Daniel have done a lot of damage on that side. Don't get it twisted, Daniel's taken some damage here too. I think he lost a villager or 2 in the mix, and he probably had some major idle time in that melee. But Project Belgium is going home without a tower, without his men-at-arms, without a military to speak of, and now, after losing his main gold, without gold. So it's going to be an archery range, and it's going to probably have to be skirmishers here for Project Belgium, who's in a lot of trouble. Belgium's tower push idea, I think, was a strong idea, but Daniel was here and ready. Oh, Belgium will take a step back and go for another tower. Okay, very interesting. So keep an eye on that. Project Belgium still with a little hope, springing eternal. Could be able to get that done. Another tower at home as well for Belgium to defend against Daniel's offensive towers. Daniel rolling around with men-at-arms and with eagles. They will continue to harass this economy. The archers will clean this up, but for now, these units are doing a really nice job of making Project Belgium busy and annoyed. 28 vills for each side, so the Mayans player with that extra villager does get equalized by Daniel. But this tower from Belgium is going to take away the gold eco from Daniel for a moment and send him to the front of the map. Blue player also towering Project Belgium's gold, and Belgium does not have quite as nice of an answer. His gold is on the front on that side, and 2 villagers will go face down in the dirt before all is said and done on this gold pile. So not only is Belgium kind of relegated to skirms, he's relegated now to double range skirms, and Daniel is putting on the pressure. He is heaping it on. Towers all over the place. Tower on the front gold, tower on the side wood line. Blue player is ignoring Project Belgium in the back corner. Did he tower up his own gold? No, he didn't. So Daniel's using all those towers offensively for now. Go Belgium, I bet on you, says Antino. Right now, Daniel is taking control of this map. He's 3 villagers ahead. His military is really what scares me a little bit, because Belgium's skirmishers will have a lot of trouble soaking, or rather damaging, these men-at-arms. Men-at-Arms will eventually annoy this eco, push the orange player off of his stone. One villager going down in the process. And Belgium, for now, with his small armies, just trying to pick off the archer and the skirmisher there. Belgium with a lot of new idols, now that Daniel's newest tower is down. Daniel's got another tower coming, and Belgium's gold is once again impeded. Belgium's gold economy is really, really beat up. Belgium with a counter tower on the back of Daniel's woodline, and these guys are all in for a feudal age tower war. And it seems like so far Belgium needs to do something special to get back in this match. Belgium needs to do something special to get back in this map. His army is roaming around or rather his opponent's army is roaming around in the back of his eco. He's having to continuously peel villagers off of resource piles. Granted, Daniel's got nothing in the bank. He's working hard to just keep villager production going, but it is now a 6 villager advantage for the blue player. 6 vills ahead is Daniel. Belgium can take this gold on the corner, which could be a huge, huge important moment for him. Able to take at least a little bit of gold, so he might be able to make some archers in the future. Those men-at-arms, by the way, still on the field, still guarding skirmishers. Not going to kill a vill here probably, but at least getting some idle time in. In the meanwhile, Belgium's counter tower is down, and Daniel will once again have to abandon an area of the map and immediately move to another side. Daniel has a little bit of a, let's see, who's got fletching? Looks like Daniel does. Daniel's got a little bit of an advantage with his map because he can just abandon areas and go to other gold piles. Belgium's golds are really close to each other, and he's having a lot of trouble keeping income on that side. Crazy first game, but pretty good game so far. I'm quite enjoying this one. Daniel coming with another Inca's tower. He will drop that right onto Belgium's woodline. Belgium will lose his front wood, or already did, and Belgium will give the GG well played because his back wood line is going down as well. GG, well played. Oop! The Inca tower rush gets the job done here in game number 1 for Daniel. His towers were coming behind men-at-arms. They were a little bit more delayed than you might think of. Usually you see those towers immediately. It took a couple more moments than maybe we expected, but that tower rush really gained momentum. He eventually made a line of towers on that side. Belgium with a couple of great towers as well, but unfortunately was not able to cripple Daniel's eco quite as badly. And game number 1 will go to Daniel, and we will pop out of here, and we will update the scoreboard. First game was a quick one, just 20 minutes of game time. I will play Belgium's interview for you guys. I will update the scoreboard, and we'll get this thing rolling into game number 2. So, I hope you enjoyed game number 1. I want to say thanks again to Reaper and Zach Craves. You guys have sent a little money our way, and I will update our little board here. Okay, so here's what our board looks like. I'll show you that as we play the Project Belgium interview from yesterday. Interview with Project Belgium. Here we go. All right, everyone. This is a pre-recorded interview. This is Killer B. I am here with Mr. Project Belgium. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to these matches. I just wanted to give people a chance to hear your voice and get to know you a little bit. My first question is, how'd you get your nickname? How'd you make it?
So my nickname, Project Belgium, actually came from the ID. I had a nickname which I played on before, which was called Spear 141. My first ever online nickname back in the day when I used to play RuneScape. That was my first ever nickname I made. But then, like, after a year of playing Vubli, I wanted to make another account and get really serious into like improving. So that's why I put like pro in capitals in front of my name. And also the project meant like this account is like a project to improve. And then, of course, at the end, Belgium, to show a bit of the Belgian pride, since there aren't really like pro 2K plus Belgian players. So yeah, I wanted to show that there also are good Belgian players out there.
Oh man, that's so cool. I like the idea of an account being a project. Like, this is a learning experience, this game. We all enjoy the process, and that's really cool. And it sounds like a cool band name too. Like, Project Belgium is in town. That would be so cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, very good. My second question for you. From playing on Voobly, from being a high-rated player, other people will know you from playing on Doubt's team in the Escape Masters and Apprentice tournament. Can you tell me what that was like playing with Doubt, like practicing with him, and what you might have learned from that experience?
Oh, yeah, that was a really fun tournament. So it was like me, Doubt, and then Carlini and Beandip versus Viper's team.
Sorry, guys, we got some pockets of weird audio
levels. And we really didn't prepare anything for the matches, but I felt like we had a really nice synergy. And spoiler alert, we ended up winning the series 3-2. But yeah, that was really nice to play with some top players like Doubt and against the Viper.
Yeah, man, that was a really fun set of games, and it's a little bit of the inspiration for this to kind of showcase. Sorry about this, guys. Getting a little lag in my questions. We're gonna see more of you in the future, but
yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Before I kiss your butt too much, let's go on to the third question. What's your long-term goals in AoE 2? Are you trying to get to the highest rating you can? Are you playing for fun? Are you looking to join a certain clan, or are you just trying to beat MBL again?
Yeah, so my goal is definitely to improve more. I think a reasonable goal is to try and hit top 20 at least one time this year, and maybe get like 2K3. I've reached low 2K2 a couple of weeks ago, but it's definitely going to be a struggle to get like top 20. But yeah, I just want to keep on improving, beat more top players. One of them being MBL. I've only beaten him twice, but I know for sure that I'm going to beat him more in the future.
All right, man. That's a hell of a goal. I will never beat MBL, even if he's not using his keyboard at all. So props on that. Okay, I'll wrap this up because, we got stuff to do. This is pre-recorded, so we're sitting here on the weekend, and I do appreciate you stopping in. The last question, and then I'll just open the floor to you, is you said you want to play for a new mouse because your current mouse is kind of getting a little wonky. What do you have for a mouse now? What are you thinking of getting for a mouse if we get some good support today?
Yeah, so I currently have the Razer Mamba mouse 2012 edition. I've actually won this mouse in 2015. I believe it was the War is Coming tournament, and Voobly was giving away mouses, keyboards, and headset from Razer. And it was like in a giveaway, and I won with like 600 viewers. So it was really, really exciting to win that one. And the mouse specifically has like 4 extra buttons on the sides, which I use for numbers 1 to 4 for my unit controls. So when I get a new mouse, I'll probably get a mouse with some extra buttons on the side, maybe sort of the same type, because for me it's really, really helpful not to always use my other hand to go to the keyboard and use the numbers for the unit selection. So yeah, I think it's for Age of Empires, it's really useful to have like a mouse with some extra buttons on the side.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. Yeah, I remember in Cologne seeing MBL playing with his mouse, and I think he has like a dozen buttons on the side. I don't know how he can use so many, but hey, it makes sense.
Yeah, there are some crazy mouses with like 9 buttons on the side.
Yeah, we're using every other finger. Why not get the thumb involved a little bit on your right hand, hitting those buttons?
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool, man. Well, I hope we can throw some good money your way for a mouse. Before we wrap this up, I just wanted to give you a chance to say anything you want to say. If you want to talk some trash, if you want to say hello to anybody, the floor is yours for the next couple of minutes. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll first start off with a bit of sellout. So I also have a live streaming channel, which has the same name as my nickname, called Project Belgium. I don't really have a stream schedule since I'm a student, and I try to stream whenever I have time. Usually I stream for Europe times, usually around the evening. And my goal is definitely to try and stream a lot more. Sometimes there are months where I can't really stream a lot when I have exams and such, but I really enjoy streaming and explaining my build orders and helping people to improve. And lastly, I would like to thank you for this amazing event. It's really nice because usually when there are events with a bit of money on the line, it's usually like the same guys who win, but this event can really showcase, like you said, some new talent. So it's really a really great event.
Hey man, I'm glad we were able to put it on. I want to say thanks to the donors in the channel who kind of spurred me on to get this thing going. It's been really cool having this channel, and it's going to be a really great set of matches. So without further ado, we'll wrap up the interview, and I want to say thanks to you for being part of it. You're going to make it great. I just know it. Looking forward to the games here in just a moment. And what else can we say, man? It's good to have you with us. I can't wait to see your channel grow. And I'm really glad to have a chance to give you some exposure, and I hope you impress in these next couple of games. I can't really cheer for you. All right, it sounds like I'm tapering off there at the end. Very wonderful interview with Project Belgium. As you guys saw during that interview, I showed you our little overlay, how the donations so far are stacking up. A couple of dollars in everybody's pocket so far, win or lose. The delay is now over, and we are ready for Game 2 whenever the players are. Excuse me, sorry about that. Let me update the civilizations left, and we will, I don't know, we'll get this thing moving. So we've used the Mayans. They are now off the board. Oh, I should not have gotten a black X mark. That's not so good. I think a red one would have been a whole lot better. But anyway, just going to update this a little bit so you guys can see what is left in the Civ chart. All right, Project Belgium hoping to rebound after game number 1. Hopefully you enjoyed that interview with Belgium. He's a cool guy, and I thought it was really cool. I was actually kind of touched by the... Not touched. I was very interested in the idea that his current mouse is something he won in a Voobly competition like 3-4 years ago, or maybe it was 3 years ago. To think that he won a mouse and he's used it and he's, you know, it's a pretty nice mouse, and now it's busted and he's in another event trying to win another mouse. I thought that was pretty funny. Nonetheless, excuse me, Mayans and Ink. Wow, could be burping into the mic in his own event. Mayans and Incas off the board here. Berbers, Britons, Burmese, and Malians, Huns, Indians, Slavs, and Aztecs. If I'm thinking about this from Project Belgium's standpoint, I'm kind of thinking like ranged civs. A couple of these civs have a common theme, and maybe he can counteract that. I wonder what the pick will be. As I showed you previously in some stats, both guys play the Slavs, the Indians really nicely. Belgium is not necessarily like an amazing Huns player when he's playing other 2K players. He's a 50% win rate, so it's not exactly his strongest suit. When he's playing Slavs, I think it's 100% win rate for Project Belgium. So maybe he'll grab Slavs here. Maybe he'll go Aztecs to counter some of these archer civs. All of that will be coming in just a moment, so let's kill the screen capture. Hopefully you guys have some interesting ideas. 20 seconds on the spec delay. Game number 2 coming at you right now. Oh, Million4 comes in with a sub. Hello, Million4, thank you. Alrighty then, guys. Game number 2 of the SplitB Tuesday event here on the Killer Bee channel. Project Belgium versus Daniel coming at you live. Big thanks to Million4 subscribing just now. All subscription money goes toward the players. All $5 of your sub, even if it's a Prime sub, goes toward the players. So thanks very much for that. Project Belgium here, losing game number 1 to Daniel in what turned into a tower, an archer, and skirmisher fest. Game number 2 will be Project Belgium as the Huns and Daniel as the Burmese. Belgium here is working in the orange. He will have front gold, front stone. He's not going to have, well, he's going to have one good wood line on the back. This is okay, actually. He's not going to have a very easy time closing in those front resources. So a big push of aggression from Daniel, once again, could actually do a good bit of damage. Belgium will have some back stone, couple of back wood lines, should be able to hold the line here as Huns, but we'll see. Very back of the map has his berries. Orange player for now, looking around for those sheep. He will be up against Mr. Daniel, the American, playing in the blue, as the Burmese. Burmese player is going to have stone behind him. He will have not the greatest of wood lines. The one on the front is a pond wood line. The one on the back is a pond wood line. Berries off to the side. Extra gold out on the back and main gold out on the front. So neither player's map is really great for absorbing too much of a punch, but early game, I don't know if it's going to really come down to that. If we think about the Burmese,
sometimes you see this civ, since it has such a strong, unique unit, you do see this civ go towers and then wait and then drop a castle. Free lumber camp upgrades, infantry +1 attack per age. They can be really kind of nasty with their men-at-arms play, so that's not terribly uncommon to see. I just heard an arrow shot, but it is a player taking the boar on the backside. So Burmese, what are we doing here versus Huns? Huns are pretty fast civ, should be all up in your face. I think you can go men-at-arms and buy some time. You will have the battle elephant available. You can't go to Arbalest, but you can go all the way down the halberdier line, and of course elite skirm could be useful if you decide to kind of cover your butt back at home with some defensive units. On the other side, Belgium as the Huns, well, what are we always thinking as the Huns? We're thinking, well, you can do anything you want. I guess that's one nice thing about this civ, but one of the strongest things you can do is scouts, and in this case we may just see scouts. 3 villagers out on the wood line for Belgium as he builds up. Orange player had a little trouble finding his sheep. They were way off in the back of the map, and here we go. The first bit of potential laming could be upon us. Daniel might steal that board. He did only hit it once. Not sure if he's going to go back, and it looks like he will go back. Daniel will go back and hit that boar just enough to get its attention, and he will roll up the hill, and Project Belgium will be sans 1 boar. It actually could have been worse for Belgium. Belgium had 4 sheep that were about here. If Daniel wanted to scout that area, he could have maybe stolen them. A little bit of a rocky boar steal, but Daniel is still trying. He needs to get the 3 hits, I believe, on that boar, and he's only gotten 2, both of the first 2 tries. Blue player is trying to micro away, but he's taking a ton of damage on his scout. Got to steal that board now. You're too deep into it. After losing 35 HP, the blue player needs to get that board back home. Nice little boar steal from him. Project Belgium will drop the boo because he can see in the fog of war that boar ran off. So Daniel, if he plays his cards right, will have an extra boar here, and he will have Belgium's boar. Belgium with a little less food in the bank early game might have a little trouble if he was planning to go straight into scouts. Could be a little rocky for him. Oh, but the blue player will lose his scout at the very end of that boar pull. Maybe a bit nervous. That's a bit of a blunder on his side, but hey, man, it happens. The boar was stolen. Belgium is immediately going to push in a couple of deer to compensate for that food eco that he just lost. And we'll see the orange player continue to build up. Send villagers over to the wood line. Loom coming on 20 vills. So Belgium may just click up and go early to the feudal age in what looks to be a food and scout build, but we'll see. Blue player on the other side of the map is looming on 21 villagers. He's going to go with a pretty standard build-up, which looks like it's going to include men-at-arms. That barracks coming down at this point does seem like it's going to be a more standard men-at-arms push. Last game, Daniel went with a true drush, so you know he does have that in his repertoire still. Some players are. The drush has kind of gone the way of the dodo bird for some players, but Daniel, in this case, is going to drop a mining camp, and I do believe go men-at-arms. Daniel! That's an Orlu lure if I ever saw one. He made it home at least. I guess we can at least say that he made it home with the boar before losing his scout. But of course, Daniel will be a little bit blind here in the mid-game. He knows where his opponent is. He knows where the relics are. But he doesn't really know where to push, so if he does send some men-at-arms forward, he may run into wolves, A, or B, well, certainly could run into this wolf, but B, you know, he may not hit the best part of Belgium's eco. He hasn't found these double-back wood lines. He doesn't know where the berries are. If you're Daniel in this situation, you might not really anticipate getting any damage in with men-at-arms. Belgium's wood lines can't really be hit. There's too many villagers there to fight you off, and the villagers will have the hill bonus. His back berries is really not something you can attack with men-at-arms. It's a really safe map. Stable coming down for Belgium. He will try to turn this one around. Does have his scout out and has found those militia. Feudal Age will be in just a moment for the blue player, and he could still bail on men-at-arms. It will be men-at-arms, though. He's going to click that right away. Has the wood in the bank as he wants to transition into an archery range, I presume. There's the range coming down. Men-at-arms will be out. But as we said before, Daniel doesn't know where to hit yet. And I think he's going to be unpleasantly surprised with what he finds on Belgium's side. I'm not sure. I mean, he can run in here and maybe annoy some vills, but Belgium with a couple of quick palisades, and all of a sudden, those men-at-arms are walled out of doing anything too major. if you're Belgium here, you could just disregard those men-at-arms for a moment. He wants to keep an eye on them with his scouts, but he certainly doesn't want to engage with just 2. Orange player at the moment on 23 Vils, as is Daniel. And actually, Daniel getting a little too close to the TC. Belgium's going to take advantage, fire a couple arrows at him, and get those scouts engaged. And that is a quick and easy cleanup from Belgium. It's going really nicely so far for the orange player. He's got himself walled in somewhat on the back corner, and he will send his scouts forward. Daniel's men-at-arms did not pay off. They bought him a little bit of time. He's able to get 2 ranges down. He's trying to wall himself in and get a spearman out, but his berries will be a bit exposed. I suppose that's about it. He's got 2 spears out. So those scouts may fall on deaf ears after all, but we'll see. Belgium with 2 scouts for the moment. Does he have a 3rd one on the way? No. Belgium's going to go with 3 scouts forward, and that's it. And boy, oh boy, Belgium might just hit the lottery here. He's going to find a villager from Daniel in between 2 spears. Forget about Zach Galifianakis between 2 ferns. Between 2 spears, sniping a Vil out of that. Yeah, a Vil for a scout is not always a great trade, but in this situation, I think it's a wonderful use of that resource. That's a wonderful use because those scouts, Belgium knows his opponent is walled up mostly, and he knows that those 2 scouts aren't going to do a ton of damage. Couple of spears already out. Is it 3 spears from the blue player? No, it's 2 spears. Scouts are pretty weakened. They're still running around looking to annoy, but the follow-up is going to be an archery range. No gold economy yet for Belgium. Daniel does have 5 Vils on gold and should have double-range archer production going. No fletching yet, but the blue player has 5 archers headed toward Belgium's base, so Belgium may just need to start things off with a couple of skirms. But look at this. Look at this. There's a spearman coming in. That spearman snuck up on me, but still a little bit of eco-annoyance. So a really nice investment from Belgium early. He's trying to get a watchtower up on the front, but he's not going to have enough time, I don't think. Thank you very much for the bits. Di Santiago. Thank you for the bits. We will split that with the players. Beautiful. Belgium's tower here should get denied, but Daniel's a little bit slow to get in on it. He's not seen it yet. That's the problem. He does see the range, and he decides to move around it since he presumes there will be skirmishers there. But interestingly, Belgium's going to get lucky. That tower really could have been denied, which would have been quite annoying for him. Blue player circling around will go for +1 a little bit later. There it is. I knew it was coming soon. Fletching in. Skirmishers coming out. 1 range for Belgium. It is double range archers for Daniel. Daniel playing this one a little bit from behind on the village or idle time standpoint, but at least for now, 33 Vils on each side. Belgium still harassing, still picking and poking, but Daniel is eventually going to corral those scouts. Daniel's archers for now are idle near Belgium's base, but they're going to be found by skirms, and that's not ideal at all for the blue player. For now, it is going back because you've got fletching skirms taking on your fletching archers. Wheelbarrow coming for Project Belgium as we speak, and the Huns player here. Of course, everybody's probably more comfortable with Huns than basically any other civ. Can't get housed. Of course, you know the meta. It's a very, very pliable civ. You can always make changes on the fly. So Belgium will be ready for that. It's still double range archers. No stone economy yet for Daniel. Food is starting to tick up for Belgium. Just got onto gold. On the other side, Daniel's a little more balanced, but I think he'll be a little slower up. Double range archer production is taking a little bit of the eco out of Daniel's, or rather is spending a lot of his resources. So Castle Age may not be an option right away. 1 range skirms is awfully efficient when it comes to resources. So Belgium should be up first. Daniel fully walled on the right side. This wood line is still ugly and annoying, but he's still using it. Has not even established a second wood line. He's all in for 1 wood line. Orange player for now, trying to pick a Vil, trying to be annoying. Ultimately, though, seems to be just buying some time. That 1 tile, yeah, looks like Belgium was able to sneak in through the pond, and Daniel is now losing those quite expensive archers to the quite cheap skirmishers. Belgium's military is still a bit smaller than Daniel's, but he's certainly keeping the blue player really busy. In the meanwhile, we do have 5 archers from Daniel that have snuck out, and they are headed toward Belgium's wood line. So maybe Daniel can get the damage in that he needs. Sneak in the south, says Buttface. Yes, indeed, my friend. Buttface is all over it. He is all over it. Belgium needs to respond to this quickly. He's doubled up on this back wood line. He may think that he's walled here, so he may actually not see this coming. He's in the middle of a fight on the front, so he really would be sadly hurt by this if he doesn't hear the alarm bell and identify that he's got a problem on his back wood. One villager down. Daniel will get a second villager. Belgium still hasn't noticed this. There's going to be 2 villagers down. Belgium is now ready to abandon the wood line, but it's going to be a 3rd villager dropping as well. So that orange player, Project Belgium, who's up to the castle age and who was adding padded archer armor and who was happily building away as the Huns, will be -4 vils, and he will be without a wood economy on the back side. Double ranges down for Belgium. He's got 570 wood in the bank, so it's not mission critical for him. He can pump a couple skirms and he can build up a new lumber camp. But at least for now, actually, Belgium's just going to put all those villagers onto gold. Belgium's going to put everybody onto gold. He's going to continue to try to poke away at Daniel with his skirms, but a really wonderful counterattack by Daniel. Daniel's showing you exactly what you're supposed to do. If your opponent is in your base with units that counter your military, send your military forward and sneak a couple archers in. 5 archers here getting 4 vils is an incredibly good investment. Belgium not noticing his backwood, indeed. Took him a couple of moments, but Belgium does eventually get some skirms over here. He will maybe clean this up, but Daniel's sending a couple of runners. Looks like Belgium is focusing on the non-runners, so those units are taking damage and will get cleaned up. Blue player is here again with another group of archers. He's continuing his feudal age pressure. Project Belgium will hit castle age in a moment. Daniel just clicked the upgrade button. So Daniel just clicking the upgrade. Belgium with triple ranges down, presumably going into cav archers. Boncanero on the way. He should clean up these feudal archers really nicely with that army. And I really am interested in Belgium's decision to just go all in onto the gold eco. He's got 1 villager chopping wood as far as I can tell right now. Am I crazy? Yeah, he's got 3 lumberjacks technically because these lumberjacks are coming out, but they are actually not chopping yet. I don't think they count. It was a 1 lumberjack build for a moment there. The first couple cav archers will come out without bloodlines, but they have +2/+1. Bloodlines on the way. Leather archer armor on the way. The archers in the back are cleaned up, and Belgium will regain his woodline control. He'll also chase down this group of feudal archers and clean them up. Daniel will buy a little time with that small army, and he will try to get up to castle age and continue to improve his military. Padded archer coming for him, so it looks like he will stick with the archer line for a bit longer. Daniel, for now, has not dropped a stable, has he? Nope, no stable down. So the Burmese player is sticking with it. Has not taken any stone, just pumping out double range archers. Damn Daniel, says Flu. Hey, Flu. What's up, buddy? Damn Daniel, indeed. I should have had that drop ready. Cav archers from Belgium are coming over here in high numbers, maybe a little bit more than what he needs, but he will eventually clean up these last couple of archers and turn that army forward. By the time he does that, nice decision to just leave the knight, I think, here. By the time he does that, the blue player will be up to castle. He will be adding in a second TC on the top of the map, and Daniel could add a third. He can afford that, but at least for the moment, it's Boncanero, crossbowmen, and continued crossbow production. Just 12 military for the blue player, and of course, his military is not quite as high quality as Belgium's. Second TC should help him a lot. Belgium on the other side is still on 1 TC, still really deep onto gold. Keeping that triple range cav archer production going. Daniel wants to wall this up, but Belgium is going to punish that hole again. Oh, that sounds dirty, but 1 villager goes down, the spearmen go down, and ultimately the problem here is that these cav archers could push in. It looks like Belgium thinks better of it, and he's going to push out. So Belgium is on 42 vils. His opponent, Daniel, is 6 villagers ahead with a second TC down, is building up crossbows back at home, and is playing rather defensively. Belgium has the world by the tail at the moment. He's got a bit of wood in the bank, I would assume. No, he doesn't. Did he get a TC? No. Belgium just spending it the old-fashioned way by pumping out cav archers. My presumption was that Belgium had a little wood in the bank and he might come with a siege workshop, but at least for now, it is going to be cav archers roaming around on the front, bloodlines with +2/+2. Gloken is here. Hey, buddy. Huns might have a good chance versus Burmese. There's that forward siege workshop that we were expecting. Burmese player for now keeping double crossbows going and getting a second TC down. Wheelbarrow just now coming, so that will explain some of the villager difference. But the third TC for Daniel is really worth noting. Daniel's third TC is on stone, and he is powering down the stone eco. He is eating it up like it's going out of style. And that could very well mean a castle to defend his economy right when he needs it. He may have a castle just in time to stop Belgium's push that might come soon, but we'll see. Blue player for now is 11 villagers ahead, is still trying to defend himself, and Belgium is still investing quite a lot trying to do damage. All three ranges seem to be working, since we're seeing 3x3 reinforcements. And Belgium back at home is going over to stone. He still hasn't replenished the stone that he needs to build a town center. So Belgium playing Huns in a very aggressive way. No surprise there. He's got a siege workshop down and presumably a mangonel on the way. Actually 2. Splitting those cav archers in half. He's going to try to raid the backside of the eco and the front side at the same time. And he will be rewarded immediately with a villager. Does Belgium have a university? No, he doesn't. Not that I can see. Just changed all my hotkeys, so hopefully I'm not totally screwing this up. But it seems like Belgium will not be having ballistics here. Might hamper his raiding a bit, but his mangonels will be knocking on the front door very shortly. Is it a best of 5? Hey, half a loaf. We're going to play 5 matches. Doesn't matter who wins or loses. We're playing 5 games. Guys drafted 5 civs, and it's just a showcase to show these players and what they can do. So ultimately, it will be a full set of 5 games. Thanks for asking. Thanks for being here. Good to have you with us. Punishing that hole again, says Maximus. Hey, man. Maximus. We might see that name again very shortly in the SplitB tournament. Castle coming down in the middle of the eco here for Daniel. He's adding in a stable, and he's going to try to hold this off. Burmese player is going to immediately, well, is he going to immediately? Yeah, he's going to immediately get an elephant out. Needs to buy some time for his castle. Could lose a couple vills here. Could take a big mangonel shot. Belgium's got to make a decision. Is he going to go in with the mangoes or out? And he's going to decide to go out. Those mangonels are expensive, and once that castle comes up, they do melt pretty quickly. So Belgium will go back. Daniel will defend himself with that castle. The first elephant is out. If Belgium has identified that, which I think he has, he may drop a monastery on the front somewhere. We'll see. For now, it is the second town center coming for Project Belgium, who's on 55 villagers. He's 17 vills behind his opponent, and the clock is kind of ticking because Daniel's got a castle up, he's got Arumbai coming, and he's got a 4th TC coming. 4th TC will probably get denied for a moment, but Daniel's entire army is headed that direction. So far, the +2/+1 crossbows have been enough to hold the line. Belgium has certainly punished a couple of villagers and a couple of holes, but at the end of the day, I think Daniel's in a fine spot if he can hold. If he can keep both sides going. Mangonels will go left, a couple of cav archers will go right. Daniel's whole army is on the right. He'll get that TC up. But Belgium is probably not too sad about this because he may be able to do some damage on the left side. Those crossbows are going to take a little bit of time to get over to this left side, and in the meanwhile, the orange player is going to try to punish that TC as best he can. Belgium ultimately needs to expand out to another gold pile soon. He has stonewalled in the back corner, but he needs another gold. His main gold is starting to get really clustered and bumpy. His other gold is out to the side, so let's see when he transitions. Orange player diving in, grabbing down a couple vills. He wanted to kill the repairing vills, I assume. Blue player coming over with elephants, but those elephants will take a little bit of time. They may win down these mangonels, though, and save the TC. Elephants, of course, absorbing a lot of arrow fire. It looks like these cav archer are probably, what, 4 or 5 shotting them at this point? We'll find out. But yeah, for now, those elephants are down, okay, and the mangonels are back to work. Blue player's crossbows, well, they were done hanging around in defense. They decided to come forward. Did take a mangonel shot there, but not too much damage. His army is kind of unabated at the moment. We'll have to see Belgium build up some more cav archer if he wants to push this back. So Belgium pushing on one side on Daniel, and Daniel pushing back with a couple of crossbows. Blue player wanted to defend with battle elephants, but didn't have enough. Does have 3 Arumbai now, but not really enough to do too much just yet. Crossbows from the blue player keep rolling toward Project Belgium's base. They will get in here, and they will have... there will be a moment where Belgium needs to start to reinforce this. Mangonel for the blue player looks like it got 2 for 1. And man, oh man, Belgium gets repelled after all that hard work. 69 villagers for each player. Crossbowmen are into the back of Belgium's economy. They're grabbing down vills, and again, he's not quite responding to it immediately. He will eventually get those villagers out into the TC. Second group is taking Belgium's gold away, and Belgium has to turn that entire army from the front to come back. Belgium's numbers are a bit smaller than his opponent. He does have those high-quality cav archers, but they're getting sniped from the top of this hill. There's already 3 of them down, and Belgium no longer really has the major numbers. Lots lots of damage rolling in. The blue player is going to get a pretty effective trade here. He's going to get cleaned up, but he's going to A, relieve the pressure, B, kill a couple villagers, and C, kill several cav archers. Daniel eventually getting pushed away. His military count is going to shrink, and Belgium will have elite skirms. But if you're Daniel, you're sitting in a decent spot. 8 villagers ahead, castle down, keeping the pressure on. Thank you very much, Mr. Scarface, for the hype. Yeah, we'll read out the messages as we go. But yeah, man, very much appreciated. Thanks for the continued support. Scarface is one of the donors who has given too much money. He's been ridiculously generous to the channel, and that has allowed us to guarantee a minimum purse for the tournament today. So all donations that you guys give will go to the players, but we will top that off with a little money here from the channel, a lot of which came from Mr. Scarface. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you. Killer B, you need to start pointing out the mistakes and say, this is what I would have done, and suggest the correct play. Hey, Sleepy Sweet. Yeah, I would never make any mistakes. I play a flawless game every time. Yeah, these guys are, well, they're playing a really nice competitive match. It is a little back and forth. I do like the Hun's aggression coming again. But Daniel's done a really nice job at absorbing aggression throughout this game. He's got a couple of Arambai out on the map now. They're going to start to mass up a bit more. He's using elephants somewhat effectively. He's going to use them when he needs to soak up a little arrow fire. His Mangonel play has been good enough, and his castle drop here is really clutch. Second castle down for Daniel. Belgium is kind of in a spot where he needs to find another plan. I don't think what Belgium is doing right now is going to win him the game. I could be mistaken, but Belgium has added in some TCs. He has fleshed out his economy, did drop a university, and presumably will be grabbing ballistics somewhat soon. May have already gotten it. Can't promise you that I saw everything. Daniel once again sneaking a small army around to raid. This time it will be Arambai raiding, which are a pretty nasty unit to run in and raid with. Blue player is adding in a castle on the front. He's got 4 TCs and 3 castles now. So Belgium, what's your plan, bro? Are you going to go up to Imp sooner than your opponent? It does look like that is the case. Belgium will be up. And what's the plan? I mean, is it going to be Rams to go along with this? Is it going to be... He knows the Arambai are coming. He knows that the elephants are continuing to be produced. +1/+1 in for the elephants. So it doesn't really seem like Cav Archer are the answer to this army. Would be nice to have a few monks to go along with this group, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a ram push back. Doesn't have any castles. It won't be Trebs, and he needs to find a way to get those blue castles off of the map. We'll find out soon. Project Belgium is the pro, not me, and we'll see what decision he makes. He's going to go stone mining and Imperial Age. Maybe the stone mining is an interesting thing to see. He'll need to mine a bit of stone if he wants a castle, but he is moving over aggressively with villagers. So it looks like Belgium might be thinking about a castle and some Trebs to knock down a few of his opponent's castle. Orange player still roaming around with some Cav Archers, but he is going to be sadly finding a castle in defense. Able to save his Mangonel, but not able to do too much damage. I would try Tarkan, says Reaper. Tarkans would be interesting. I don't know if it's really the first choice that pops in my head, but that would be interesting to see. It certainly does seem like he's going to have a castle drop coming. Where that castle goes is anybody's guess. It could be here in defense. That might be a nice launching point to attack that first castle from Daniel. Daniel, though, is still in the castle age. He's actually spending a good bit of resource on elephants. Those elephants, for now, are in what? Six elephants or so. Pretty expensive investment, but certainly he can hold off any push that Belgium wants to send at him right now. A couple of Mangonels to go along with it, and a bunch of Arambai. Well, not a bunch. Some Arambai coming out when he can afford it. Daniel's still spending a lot, is going chain barding armor, is going to use castles and elephants by the looks of it as the major part of his defense. Belgium able to win 1 Mangonel, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Second Mangonel will go down to the Cav Archers, but at what cost? That's a pretty good Mangonel shot into the middle of that group of Cav Archers. So we've got a brief pause. Oh, it's already over. The elephants are coming out. Belgium is going to have to micro back. He can put down some damage. Pikemen coming from Belgium. Imperial Age will be in just a moment. Belgium's stone count, enough for a castle. He's going to have 3 siege workshops ready to push this right-hand side of the map. The castle is going to come where? Castle for now is still not up. 3 barracks coming, market coming in the back of his eco. Belgium is ready to transition over into an Imperial army. Pikemen coming, Bracer coming, Parthian tactics, so he is going to stick with the Cav Archer line for now to deal with these Arambai. Run the Tarkans into the Ellies. They tank Arambais and kill everything. We'll see. We'll see if Belgium goes for it. For now, he's got Capped Ram on the way. 3 siege workshops. It looks like he's going to try to push down some castles with rams. 3 barracks down, presumably to build those pikemen. Capped Ram coming, Scale Mail coming, Parthian tactics and chemistry. The blue player, Daniel, making a little bit of a push now. He's in the Castle Age. He's not really committed to an all-in Castle Age push, but he's got a standing army that Belgium can't really stop, so he's going to run in, snipe down a couple vills, and try to put some pressure on the orange player. A really nice back and forth game number 2 here. I'm sure Project Belgium wants to win this one to even up the series. But he's got his hands full. He's going to get castle dropped onto his ram production. I think that's what Belgium had in mind here on the front. And he's going to have to rebuild and try again somewhere else. Castle drop from Belgium does come on top of that hill that we might have expected. And for now, the pikemen are getting into high enough numbers that you would be thinking twice before running in to try to deny this castle. Arambai can snipe the pikes, but it's going to buy enough time, I think, for Belgium to get the castle up. But let's see. Let's see. The elephant's running in. The pikeman still spamming out. Castle up for the blue player. Orange player will have his castle go up. Not a whole lot of pressure to deny it. Daniel is going Howdah. Howdah. And that will be in. And notably, Imperial Age getting closer. Getting closer. The blue player's on 128 vills. He's on the front taking Daniel's gold. And at least for the moment, he's keeping the pressure up. Heavy Cav Archer is in, Parthian Tactics is in, Squires is coming, Pikemen are coming, but Arambai are also coming into Belgium's eco. This is turning into a good game, and I think it could be a nice post-Imperial fight. Belgium could pull out a Treb. He does actually pop out a Treb, a little bit early for my comfort, but he's going to be fine. Versus Daniel's elephants, and he's going to start trebbing this down, but he's got 4 castles to kill, and his opponent is going to be imp pretty soon as well. So Daniel's side of the map, we saw the upgrade Howdah come in. That is battle elephants getting +1/+1. That's an upgrade that you do see actually quite a bit in these pro 1v1 games. If you're building elephants, get the extra armor. Why not? They are tanky. Might as well make them a little more tanky. First castle is under pressure. Blue player seems to be building out some rams. That will allow him to keep his Arambai production going when or if he decides to go for full-on Arambai. For now, it's 25 total military for Daniel, who's adding in a 4th TC on the side and is grabbing relics. So Belgium has been the aggressor. He's yet to find too much damage in the Castle Age. He kind of pulled back the reins. He went up to Imp, and now he's trebbing away at his opponent, Daniel. Daniel's taken damage, but he is able to repair his castle at least a little bit longer, probably using the market to buy a little stone here and there, I suppose. Blue player for now is a little on the back foot, but he's happily taking away his opponent's front gold, and I think it's a fine position for Daniel, even though he's 1k behind. 5th TC, says Sleepy Swede. I think you're right. 1 TC, 2 TC, 3 TC, 4 TC. It's actually the 6th one. I think it's the 6th one. 6 town centers, actually. That's my... Wow. I'm not exactly the count from Sesame Street, so you don't have to trust everything I say, but I believe it's 6. Holy cow. 6 TCs for the Burmese player, 135 villagers. If you were ever going to have an economy to make elephants, you'd have to think you could with 6 TCs and a couple of relics. 3rd relic on the way for Daniel. He's playing for the later part of the game as Arambai are circling around to do some raiding. And the Huns player, Belgium, is in a little bit of trouble. I don't know, he's trying to castle drop his way forward. Almost could have lost that castle. Trying to treb his way forward. Did knock down a castle from Daniel. Will knock down another. But the slow castle grind is kind of being countered out by Arambai that are raiding the bejesus out of the back of Belgium's eco. Belgium's still on 121 vills, but it's when you lose a gold pile like this that it kind of starts to become annoying. Belgium's front gold, or his second gold here, is just about gone. His extra gold on the front, he's just now won back, so at least there's that to hang his hat on, and his treb creep continues. So Belgium creeping in trebs, building heavy Cav Archer, trying to deal with Arambai raids. Elite Battle Elephant is in for Daniel, though, and he's got a couple of Elite Skirms, he's got a couple of Elite Battle Ellies, and he's got a bunch of Arambai. Those Arambai are not elite. I don't know if they will be soon. There's not that many of them. but they're running around raiding and trying to be annoying. Bracer coming for Daniel. Chemistry coming for Daniel. Project Belgium is going for plate barding armor. Belgium's got Halbs out, so those elite battle elephants will not be unchecked, and he will also have some light cav to go along with it. Trebs are in a little bit of a rocky spot, but they knock down one of the 6 TCs from blue. And for now, the blue player's trying to push out with Ellie's, but I don't think he's going to get the job done here. His skirmishers are busy trying to kill those light cav. The Halbs have done a good bit of damage. The elite battle elephants are doing a lot, but heavy cav archers on top of the hill and 2 castles firing away is a bit damaging, even if you have elite battle Ellies, and the Halb stream that's coming forward is also annoying. Belgium, I think, is fine after this fight. He will lose a lot of army, though. This elephant's tanking a lot. Happy to run in and keep Belgium busy, but Belgium, in the meantime, is starting to knock down unit production. Could lose his Trebs, which would be really, really tough for him. Needs to be able to stop this Ellie. Got to pack up the Trebs. Could use a monk quite a lot right now. Could use a monk so badly. 1 Treb goes down, all 3 Trebs might go down. Belgium here is not in a great spot on those Trebs. Heavy Cav Archer still coming out, players posturing for late game resources. Blue player is going to get 3 Trebs down with an elephant. After all that fighting in the middle, I think Belgium got some good damage in on the battle Ellies from Daniel, but it's 42 military for Daniel and it's 41 for Belgium. The elite skirms with battle elephants behind them could work, and it is going to be Rams. Capped Ram on the way for Daniel. He's ready to make a counter push. It's not the end of the world. Those 3 Trebs killed 2 castles and a TC and an archery range. They got their value, I would say. But if you're Belgium, you wanted those units to continue to make your push. Resources that are coming in right now, it is 35 lumberjacks, 18 builders, 56 farmers. That means no gold economy for Daniel. He's got 3 relics in the bank, but I don't see any gold miners on that list. So the blue player right now is going to have a lot of trouble keeping up production, keeping up with the Joneses. We'll take a look at Belgium's resources in a moment, but this is the big push that Daniel wants to make. He's going to send in the Rams. He's going to send in basically the Rams as well. You could call these elite battle Ellie's Rams, couldn't you? Those are certainly going to win a castle, I would think, and probably kill quite a good number of Cav Archers and a Treb to go along with it. So Daniel will probably win this hill. On Belgium's side of things, as we watch this fight, the eco is 33 gold miners. Holy cow. Belgium with 1.1k gold in the bank. He's a little food poor. He's trying to pump on some light cav. But Belgium here does have a good bit of gold left that he's mining. Blue player pushing that hill, it seems to be taking forever, but Belgium is going to have to give up that castle at some point. The Rams are eventually going to take it down. Elite skirms slowly but surely picking away at these light cav. Those light cav have gotten some good mileage. Elephants still tanking damage. That is 8 defense versus arrows. We have not seen quite as much Halb production from Belgium lately because he can't really afford it. He's much happier, I think, economically to build heavy cav archers, but of course that's not exactly going to get the job done. Elephants will eventually be a problem. Rams, though, starting to become lower and lower in number, and that castle from Belgium is going to stand. And oh boy, this is looking bad all of a sudden for Daniel. Daniel's elephants and rams, by my eye, should have won that castle, but of course, that's why you play the game, because your eye is not always right, and the calculation from Belgium was good enough to stop his opponent. Extra gold pile for Belgium on the side. He's going to go and take an extra stone pile as well. Daniel here has mined through a lot of gold with all of his extra TCs. He has a lot of villagers on the map. He's had a lot of villagers on the map since the late Castle Age, and I don't think Daniel still has any. He has no mining villagers whatsoever. Does have the 3 relics, does have 0 gold in the bank. Gonna be hard for Daniel to win this one. Belgium does seem to have the extra golds. Daniel's gonna come in and punish those golds a bit. He will start to raid down and knock on these villagers' production, so he will idle a lot there, and he will send elite skirmishers behind it. But Belgium's push is more of a sledgehammer push. It's right up the gut of the production and of the economy of Daniel, and Daniel probably doesn't have anything to stop this. I mean, he can sell resources for gold and try to build more elephants, but that's only going to get you a couple more elephants. It's going to get you like 3 more elephants at this stage in the game, and 3 elephants is not exactly going to do the job. Blue players' elite skirms are happily raiding in the back, but they're sniping down vills with 1 shot. The elephants from Daniel do get mostly cleaned up. Light cav might be able to finish the day. Blue players trying to push on that side. and trying to be annoying. But of course, he needs an answer for this on the front. Bit of a blunder from Belgium, pathing that Treb right through the middle of Daniel's army. Daniel will send in the light cav, and he will not quite kill it. That Treb coming out of this castle, I think, went into a pretty precarious position. So we've seen Daniel's gold. Belgium is spending a lot of his gold. He is mining at the moment 0. Daniel doing a nice job to raid this gold pile, and he continues to send in units. So though Belgium has a little more, did have a little more gold economy, actually now those 3 relics are actually giving Daniel more gold economy. Where are the late game halbs from Belgium? I don't know yet, but I do expect them to be coming out sometime. Maybe he's thinking the money for elephants is gone, so he might not need so many halbs. Maybe he'll go for light cav instead with those resources. Light cav roaming around. Trebs are knocking on the door. There are 2 castles left for Daniel. Daniel's raiding in the back, and yeah, those light cav are going to be the answer for the skirmishers. So for now, Daniel gets a little stone eco, but still no gold economy. Belgium's got 65 military on the map. He's knocking down another castle. And Daniel needs some good things to happen immediately. He needs good things to start happening as soon as humanly possible. Both players have led a couple of villagers out of their boom. It is 110 vills for Daniel, 120 for Project Belgium. Both guys should be able to keep trash production going. But as we've been saying, as I've said 50 times, the gold is basically gone at this point. Treb's still working away. Belgium is still getting good mileage out of those. He's got Siege Ram, and he's still got a good number of heavy cav archers, which are going to snipe in those light cav coming here and there. But Daniel's push on the left side is not going to be enough, by the looks of it, to stop his opponent, Project Belgium, from taking gold. And Project Belgium will take game number 2. So Huns versus Burmese in game number 2. It was Project Belgium with the big 1TC castle push that kind of got walled out, kind of got zoned off by Daniel. But Belgium stayed on the front with some siege, tried to stay annoying, eventually pulled back the reins, went up to Imp. Daniel had a lot of battle elephants, which slowed his Imp time a bit. He had a lot of castles. He didn't build that many Arambai, but we did see Daniel do some great raiding. He did great raiding on this back wood line with archers. He did great raiding over here with Arambai at one point in the game, and he actually had some good skirmisher raids as well. But ultimately, Project Belgium will grab the win here in game number 2. We'll pop out of here real quick, and I will just quickly communicate to these guys that we need 3 minutes. Want to say thanks to you guys for being here. Sorry I can't totally keep up with the chat, but I very much appreciate you hanging out and being part of the stream. Scarface with the resub. 6 months, man. Thanks for all of that support. Killer7, wow, times 20, I believe. SplitB Tuesday hype. Thank you very much. And D Santiago with some bits. And I believe we can add those along with 1,000,004 sub to our sheet real quick. Not like it really, you know, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I do want donors to be able to see exactly what is happening with the money that they've been sending over. So we've got 3 subs by my count. We've got some bits, some biddies, and some PayPal donations, and this is currently what things look like here. After game number 2, we will, let me share my screen with you guys. We'll have a little bit higher on the bars here. The winner is now over $10. You know, it's a start. Loser will get nearly $10 in the next event. Well, it's coming, but we've got a couple more games coming, and we'll keep working on it. The goals here, oh, this is the one we want. The goals here are not really goals. This is just what the players are hoping to buy. Daniel wants to buy a new computer, so we're going to try to buy him a tower. And Project Belgium is looking for a mouse. Don't worry too much about how big these numbers get. I just wanted you guys to see live how this looks and what we're doing progress-wise. So let me know what you think about that. This is a reoccurring event. So if you think this is not useful, or it's like really annoying, or like shaming you into donating or something, if you think it's not cool, yeah, tell me. We can change things. If you have good ideas about how to make things better, I always want to hear it. So we heard an interview with Daniel. Daniel, coming from the U.S., grew up in Hong Kong, knows a lot of the players in Hong Kong, still stays in close contact with them. Belgium is from Belgium, plays as Spear as well as Project Belgium, wants to get a new mouse with the buttons on the side. His current mouse is getting wonky, so he's working on trying to save up for a new one. I like it, says Blue Strawberry. Okay, Tyler's come out of the closet. Why are you not streaming from the closet? Well, the closet is really nice acoustically, and it's really nice because it lets Lucy use the whole house. But we still haven't gotten our internet in this house working properly. So I'm still streaming to you from a thumb drive. Thanks to Scarface for sending that thumb drive over to me. Scarface and I have been sending back and forth this thumb drive. It's like a little mobile broadband thumb drive. This thing. You plug it in, you can grab wireless networks like your cell phone network. It's not like super expensive, but of course it's not the most powerful internet either. For now, still calling up and bothering my ISP to get that going. Anyway, 1-1 is the score. Project Belgium with a really nice game there. What do you guys think about that Civ matchup? Civ matchup was Huns versus Burmese. I guess we should update our Civ list, and I should show you what we have left for these two players for game number 3. This is what game number 3 is going to look like. Or here are the civs that are left, I should say. Daniel with Malians, Berbers, and Britons. Both players play Britons extremely well. Neither player had great stats with Malians, but of course, you know, it's not exactly a normal game. Usually, if you're playing games on Voobly, just rated games, you might be playing a mirror. Indians, Slavs, and Aztecs for Belgium. I still think here I'm thinking, okay, those are 3 civs that might build archers. So what's my best civ against archers? And to me, that civ is Aztecs. I'm a simple man. I think of Eagle Warriors tanking a lot of damage. But your guess is as good as mine. Belgium and Daniel have incredibly good numbers with the Slavs and Indians. So Belgium is probably going to be, though he must be very comfortable with those civs. He has a very good win rate with those civilizations. Let's see. Hey, Eddie. Eddie, thanks for your support and your kind words in the AoE Zone post. Thanks, buddy. Let's see. Wow, Daniel has been a secret POZ member all along. That's right, POZ Daniel. Hey, thanks, Kashav, for the bit. The bitty bit. Thanks, man. Let's see. The lack of nudity is not cool, says Flo. All right, man. If Twitch would allow it, wow. I got nothing to show. We would need a microscope. Huns are actually one of the better civs versus Burmese, says Ornlu. We will see 20 seconds from now. Game number 3 coming. I want to say thanks again for everybody for coming here and for supporting the event. Very much appreciated. Glad to have a little hype around this thing. Game number 3 on the way, and we'll see who's gonna take the lead. These guys have 5 matches to play, but game number 3 could be really important. I mean, you obviously want that lead. All right, ladies and germs, game number 3 is upon us. It is Project Belgium taking on Daniel, 1v1 Arabia, and it will be Indians for Project Belgium and Berbers for Daniel. Project Belgium will go for the Indians play here, once again in the orange. The guys have switched sides of the map, but the score is 1-1, and the game is upon us. Late sheep for Belgium, so if he was thinking about that really fast scout build, it might be a little bit difficult to pull off since his first sheep took so long to get in. But we'll see. Blue player on the other side, playing as the Berbers, is Mr. Daniel. Both of these guys are around the 2100 level at the moment. Very strong 1v1 players who have been at it for several years on Voobly. Daniel's going to be playing with the Berbers in the blue. He will have a wood line to the left of his base. Gold out on the front. Front wood line as well. A couple of somewhat awkward hills on the front of his base, but maybe he has a good solution for defending that area. Extra gold on the back, extra stone to the side as well. Main stone on the front. It's a little exposed, this part of the map, for my liking. But maybe the blue player can, I don't know, create a small zone here and take this gold. Not the greatest map, but at least back berries and a couple of decent wood lines. Blue player for now is scouting around his side, looking for those sheepies. He's got a couple over here that he'll find in a moment. On the other side will be Mr. Project Belgium. He is going to be scouting around, finding his sheep as well. Wood line on the backside is quite ugly and basically pointless to try to chop. We'll have to take this wood line on the front. It's not the most awkward wood line I've ever seen. Could be worse. I could also drop a lumber camp here, I suppose, if he wanted to. But he might actually be committed to this front wood line with both lumber camps early in the game. We'll see. Indians player is going to have 4 villagers on wood, so if you were thinking about that power, quick, scout, annoying build, maybe that's not the case. Interestingly, Belgium's wood line here does create a little bit of a wall that blocks in a lot of his left flank. Just a little walling here, and he's got a really nice safe pocket in his economy. However, that main gold on the back will not be inside of that pocket. Main stone on the front, secondary gold on the front, and where is the second stone? That's on the front as well. So both guys with less than perfect maps, maybe C- or D+ map, maybe C maps on both sides. But we'll see. We'll come down to strategy. Seems at least to be fair map-wise to me. Orange player luring in his boar as we speak. Both guys at the 13 villager point. Belgium still scouting his side of the map. Does he... I think he's missing some sheep still. Belgium's still missing some sheepies. He'll find them right there. And Mr. Daniel should be coming forward in just a moment. Daniel's also missing some sheep, isn't he? Weird map generation with the sheep. Really, I mean, Daniel scouted nicely, but the left side of his TC will have his sheep and his boar over there. Killer B, ladies and germs. Is this one of those microbiologist jokes? Hey, D. Santiago. Imp camel should be pretty good versus camel archers. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Interesting idea. Of course, the Indians' camels are, well, the Imperial camel is about as good as you're going to get for a camel. But it is still a camel. I think it will depend on numbers and timing. I don't know if camel archers will be the call here from Daniel as the Berbers. I'd be a little surprised, but we'll find out. We will find out. Daniel has found his last 2 sheep. He's sending those into the TC now. Is going to use a little bit of walling to block in the front area. And we'll see this game continue to roll forward. Yeah, as Berbers, what do you do here? I mean, you can't take too much advantage of the stable units being cheaper because, you know, you're pretty well countered by camels in the Castle Age. Of course, your villager movement and your ships don't matter. If you go camel archers, it could be a little bit difficult versus imp camels, but it would probably not be that difficult versus, you know, regular camels in the Castle Age. I don't know. This is an interesting thing to think about. You cannot go to Halb with this Civ, so Berber's player is not going to be able to Halb his way out of an Imperial Camel situation either. So there are some problems here, I think. There are some problems for Daniel's matchup, I would say. Indians, of course, with that nasty early eco, it was a very OP Civ. I believe the Arbalest nerf did help a lot to balance out this Civ a bit more. But Indians are hard. You have to keep them from booming you out of the game. And how do you do that as Daniel? Well, you go up on 802, you add in a second lumber camp, and so far it seems like Daniel might be going for an early scout build. We'll see. Let's see. And Theogenico. Your camels are cheaper, and they're just as good as in Castle, aren't they? Let's see. Indians have +1/+1. Yeah. Indians' camels will be pretty tough. They don't exactly hard counter archers right out of the gate, but they can eventually be upgraded to be pretty scary. That's my opinion anyway. We'll see walling in from Daniel on his side. He is going up. That barracks is coming down. It will be down right at the moment the feudal age is ready. And we may not have to worry so much about camels and Indians in late game. Right now it's going to be an early game pressure. 3 militia out for Project Belgium. 4 villagers coming forward. Or is it 3? 3 villagers coming forward. 1 vill on stone. 2 vills on the back gold for men-at-arms. One thing that's great here from Daniel is that he stayed behind and scouted, and he looked at that stone pile. He saw that his opponent is going on to stone, and now he's going to come forward and find the villagers. The wolf will also help out a little bit. Always nice to have a little help from the Gaia. And Daniel's going to get pushed. He's got a small piece of the map under his control right now. Immediate stable drop, is palisading himself in the best he can. He will not need to respond too much to the towers other than moving to a little further tile away. I think he is actually going to be out of range if he chops, for instance, this tree. He might be out of range on that tree, but now it's gone. So Belgium's tower will come down. Belgium will have a few villagers on stone for a sustained tower push, but Daniel will go with scouts, and at least the bulk of Daniel's eco is yet to be bothered. Belgium can creep to the south and try to push in on the eco, but he probably would do better to push in to the left side here. Looks like we will see that tower denying the woodline. I don't know how to count panels. Orange player roaming over will go men-at-arms, and I think he will send out these villagers for another tower, maybe over here somewhere. First he's going to wall in the first one.
24 vills for each guy. Blue player does have a scout that he snuck around. Oh, man. How did he sneak that scout all the way around? Daniel will come at this from behind and probably won't snipe a vill, but I think it's a clever move. Scout is down for Belgium, but the push continues. Blue player has decided, screw it. I'm not going to throw these units away at a spearman. I'm going to go forward and see if I can maybe punish my opponent's stone eco. Orange player with another tower coming down, and this one would hurt Daniel a lot more. Daniel's immediately going to respond with 8 villagers building up a tower of his own. He can't really run in with the scouts. There's too many men-at-arms and spear nearby, but his defensive tower should help him a lot. Blue player is sneaking some vills out already to take stone on the far side. So if Belgium can find that, he may actually be able to punish his opponent pretty intensely. Belgium's got a couple of really effective towers. Took away a lumber camp with 1 tower on this side, takes away a lumber camp on the other side, at least for a few moments. Blue player's ready to counterattack, but Belgium is already coming with a spear, and oh, this is... Okay, good. That would have been kind of crushing for Daniel. If that scout got sniped, that would have been really, really tough for him. Blue player's trying to keep his scouts busy, knocking away at this tower. He will eventually decide to run off. 5 scouts out for the Berbers player. So far, Belgium's aggression has been really good. He's idled a lot of vills. He's been very annoying. This tower will go down quickly, and unfortunately, it's too close. It's too close for comfort. That spearman can't get in here to help very much. Spears and men-at-arms are sneaking around in the back, but they cannot stop this. They might be able to save a couple of vills, but ultimately, Daniel's probably going to get these villagers on their way home. Spearman focused down. 5, 6 scouts out now for Blue. He's chasing Project Belgium home. Belgium's going to have another spear in play, but he may still lose all of these villagers. Don't think there's a whole lot of hope for Belgium. He's going to try to quick wall these villagers in and take a little bit of gold, but I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. So Belgium's tower push was annoying. He took away 2 wood lines, kind of doubled up Daniel's economy. Daniel's still pretty clumped up and pretty bumpy here. He is pushing back out with scouts, and scouts are obviously going to be somewhat countered by a couple of spears at home. They might get in a ton of damage, but if Belgium can defend this, I think he could be okay. I mean, Daniel is still reconfiguring his eco. He's still got really unfortunate-looking wood line on that side. He's defending himself with towers. He's having to build another lumber camp all the way off to the right. So it's not all peachy yet for Blue, but this counterattack could be really powerful. Entheogenico. You could have a big host coming in. All right, man. That sounds great. That sounds great. Fingers crossed for the awesome Killer Bee. Nice defense by Daniel. Yeah, Daniel with a really nice bit of defense there. Blue player was... I thought he was in a bit of trouble. This tower really annoys him a lot. Took away a wood line. The second tower I thought would just idle some vills. But Belgium wanted another tower. I think he was waiting to try to put another one somewhere, maybe even in front of the stable. Daniel, with enough numbers and with some good micro, was able to get that down. But Belgium snuck those villagers somewhere, didn't he? Where are those vills? Daniel is looking far and wide for those Belgium villagers, and I don't know where they went. Orange player walled in a couple vills. They were on the front, but now they're gone. A little bit of a vanishing act. Project Belgium is, well, he's not hiding them anywhere. He might have walked them home. I don't think they died, because Belgium's still with 38 vills to 37 vills for Daniel. Very interesting. I think there's 2 villagers that are unaccounted for, and I can't find them. Nonetheless, the blue player continues to roam around. His scouts, for now, are not upgraded. We will have a stable coming down for Project Belgium. And this game is going to shift into frame number 2. These guys are going to continue to flesh out their ecos and go up to castle, and we'll see who can get in the better, I don't know, the better damage in Castle Age. For now, they're both going to leave the Feudal Age with a similar vill count. Both guys will probably have wheelbarrows, similar number of vills. And relatively safe bases. Defensive tower coming down now for Belgium. His towers are creating a nice little phalanx across the frontier. He's going to have a blacksmith soon. Might be waiting for that. Is he waiting for that building to click up? Maybe so. Daniel, for now, is just grabbing his wheelbarrow. Belgium will have the food and the gold necessary. His wheelbarrow is just finishing. He'll click up, and he will, for now, try to push those scouts away with arrow fire from his TC. So Daniel's got some scouts. He has yet to find anywhere to do too much damage. He has made Belgium abandon his forward, but at least for now, the orange player is pretty happily taking wood on the side, has a nice farming eco in the middle of the map, 4 villagers out on gold on the back, is going scale barding armor, is starting to beef up that cavalry line, so maybe we will see some camels here in the Castle Age for the Indians player. On the other side of the map, we've got Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniels. His scouts are out. He did drop a range. He is starting to maybe transition a bit into archers. Is still over on stone with 350 stone in the bank. So we could see a castle and camel archers somewhat earlier on. More towers still coming from Daniel. He's not ready to give up on being annoying and aggressive on this side. But for the second game in a row, Daniel will be in the feudal age trying to be annoying, and Belgium will be on his way up. Daniel's got fortifications coming down all around this base. He could actually be quite safe before Belgium gets here. But Belgium will have a moment in the Castle Age to maybe put some pressure on. Double stable camels may be coming. All right, I'm here. I'm going to stay here until my internet is able to stream full HD. Hey, Bombay. Hello, Bombay. So for now, Daniel roams around with this feudal army. He has not spent any upgrades on those scouts. He has grabbed fletching for the archers. Does have a couple skirms, is trying to be as annoying as possible, but needs to click up to Castle Age and will do so right now, I suppose. Belgium is in the Castle Age, and he is immediately going into camels, although immediately housed. Actually was trying to build 2 different houses, both of them getting denied. So a bit of an annoying housing from Belgium, who is trying to come out to the front with a TC on that golden stone. Leo wants the dark orange mod. You don't like the orange, huh? Ah, interesting. I probably won't try to do it mid streams, because we do have a lot of stuff that we'll need to do in between games, but I'll consider it. I never really thought about it too much. I guess it's a little bit on the sand. It's a little bit less than ideal, isn't it? Villagers coming over to drop down the TC. Belgium will have a relatively safe economy on the front there. Has a lot of towers still all around his base. His camels are starting to come out. They are +2 defense with bloodlines already, but notably a paltry 6 damage. They're not exactly going to cut villagers down quickly. They will hard counter these scouts, so Daniel is going to have to posture a little bit, and Belgium is going to come for the second game in a row with a siege workshop. This siege workshop for Belgium is a strong one on top of this hill. He can certainly build mangonels and push on his opponent. Daniel last game defended with archers versus those mangonels, and again this game he will have archers out versus those mangonels. So we shall see if Belgium can get a push in. He does seem to be interested in getting something done sooner rather than later. He wants to be aggressive here in the Castle Age. In the meantime, Daniel's still trying to swoop in and do a little damage while he can. Has built a couple of cheeky towers, or a cheeky tower, but Belgium is just waiting there with a camel for that villager maybe to pop out. That actually might not be a vill. No, it's an archer. So the threat is kind of neutralized with those towers. Daniel is adding in a defensive siege workshop. Does have Bodcanero, crossbowmen, and bowsaw coming. No surprises there. Stone mining is interesting because he has been on stone for a long time, and he can castle drop in defense once again. Last game, we saw Belgium come forward with a siege workshop, build a couple mangonels. We saw Daniel micro nicely sneak a couple archers out, which he might do again this game. And we saw Belgium kind of get thwarted by a really nice defensive castle. So there it is. There is the host from Tyrant, the Viper. Hey, buddy. Hey, Viper. Hey, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome from the Viper's channel. Very big thanks to you, my friend, for that massive host. Holy sweet baby Jesus. My number says 1,568 viewers. That probably increases our numbers here by about 1,560. But nonetheless, we got a pretty cool event on our hands. We're doing a thing called SplitB Tuesdays here today in the channel. The idea is that any revenue we make is going to be split with the players. The players we're featuring are Project Belgium and Daniel. They are both around the 2100 level. This is game number 3, and it's hot and heavy. That's what I'll tell you guys for now, because if I tell you any more, I'd be missing the action in the game. But thanks again to the Viper, and thanks to you viewers for hanging out and giving the channel a shot. So we've got the third game on our hands. You can see the score is 1-1. Daniel here is playing as the Berbers. He's trying to hold the line with some crossbowmen, but Project Belgium is up in his grill with mangonels and +2 defense camels with bloodlines in.
Orange player is trying to make a push in, trying to damage this blue economy, but behind this, Project Belgium is still Indians, and he is still able to pump out a bunch of villagers quickly. 2 town centers down for Project Belgium behind this push. Daniel last game did lose in a similar fashion. Defending with a castle, trying to hold the line. Belgium was the aggressor in the castle age. What we saw last game was Belgium eventually deciding to pull back and go up to Imp. This game, I don't know if we're going to see the same strategy. I think we've been chatting about the Indians versus Berbers here in the channel a little bit. I think that the Indians probably do better earlier on in this one, but we'll see. We'll see if this is a sustained castle push. It actually looks like a bit of a skeleton push at the moment. First couple camel archers are coming out, and for now, we will see 53 villagers for blue, 60 for Belgium. Belgium taking a couple mango shots from Daniel, but eventually it does turn into a 1-for-1 trade. Those crossbows are doing a pretty good amount of damage. They are holding the line for now, and the orange player, Belgium, continues to work for every inch that he can gain. Could be a little bit of production going down here in a moment. Camel's still trying to run in and snipe a mangonel. This time it will work. And we shall see if Project Belgium can make something out of this push. Military number right now for Belgium is just 9. Project Belgium is on 9 vills. He's got 2 TCs. He's adding in a university back at home. Interesting. Getting those buildings, I suppose, because look at his resources. Yeah, he's ready to click Imp. So much for the castle push. It's just a skeleton push. It's just keeping his opponent busy and at an arm's length. We'll knock out a little production here. Might even be able to grab another range on the front. Daniel, for now, is going to be able to relieve this pressure, I would think, but the next age could be coming a little bit later for him. He's really hurting on gold. Camel archers coming out. Did I say elephant archers? That's funny. Camel archers starting to roll forward for the blue. Oh, okay. You guys are asking for the camel archers. I understand now. Yeah, we could see a castle at some point for Belgium and some camel or elephant archers, but for now it's camel archers running in to do a little raiding on the eco of Project Belgium. Just 3 or 4 of them here. At the moment, they are, well, they're +2 damage. They can knock down some vills rather quickly. But this area still needs to be won back by the blue player. Needs a good mangonel shot there to keep that area safe. But you better believe if Project Belgium is not pushed away from this by Imperial Age, you better believe he's going to drop a castle somewhere here. He's already got a siege workshop, a monastery, and a stable forward. He's got a decent army forward, and he still controls a very important hill. Nice mango snipe. You better believe there'll be a castle on top of this hill sometime if Belgium can afford it. If he can make it happen, he will be happy to drop one. Camels versus camel archers on the side. For now, the camel archers will win, but Belgium's got a couple of units headed over, and he will probably be able to hold the line on that side. 500 stone in the bank for the orange player. Imperial Age will be in just a moment. He's still 11 villagers ahead, but this is a really important point of the game for Daniel to win back this hill. This hill is never going to be less guarded than it is right now. So if Daniel can climb this hill, if he can kill the mangoes and maybe take down the camels, he probably could win it back. But Daniel cannot win it back. He's got 12 military. He can't find a way up the hill, and the writing is on the wall. The orange player, Project Belgium, as the Indians, will grab the second game here, his second win. He'll grab game number 3. Indians versus the Berbers. His Imperial Age was in. Belgium was just about ready for a castle. He's not sending the villagers forward yet, but I would have to think he was going to push on top of that hill, and it really would have been difficult for Daniel to stop him. So a very nice game in game number 3 from Project Belgium. That will be 2 in a row for our buddy, Mr. Project Belgium. We will jump out of here and into the overlay real quick to say hello to you guys. So we will wait a couple minutes for the next game. I hope everyone out there is okay with that. I need a few moments here to update the scoreboard and update everything. Big thanks again to the Viper and the fans of the Viper who are hanging out here in the channel. Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. I once bought the Viper a beer. Well, everybody was buying everybody beers, but maybe that's where my good luck comes from. Nonetheless, we have 3 games in the book. Project Belgium with 2 wins. And we'll see how this continues to go. Oh, Life of Tony with some biddies headed our direction. Thanks, buddy. trying to keep a running tally of donations as we go through the day here on the channel, because those donations are going to be shared with the players. And I feel like if you donate money, it's nice to be able to show you immediately where it's going to go. So far we have recorded 700 biddies, so let me add that to the list. And we have had, the subs aren't coming up, but I think we have 3 or 4 subs now. So let's add 701 here, and I do believe let's add 20 here. Oops, 7.01. My apologies, guys. And we will continue to update this as we go. I'm going to apply for a master's program today. Do you have any tips? Maybe I do, but we'll have to wait just a moment. Big thanks again to Mr. Vipa for the host. Thank you guys for all of the 1,000,000 follows. And I will just quickly share my screen before we jump into game number 4. So this is what it looks like at the moment. We've made some good progress. We are currently watching Project Belgium versus Daniel. We're splitting our revenue with these guys. They get 100% of every subscription. So if you sub for $5, $5 goes into the pool for these players. Right now, the winner of this event will get about $20, and the loser will get just above 10. And our event in May, which will include pro players with probably a little under $10 there. The idea is that if you sub, the winner gets 60% of your $5. If you, the loser gets 40%. Bit or PayPal donations are split 50-50 between the players and I, and the winner gets a bigger share than the loser. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and just to catch you all up on everything, we did a Civ draft to start the day off, and we've got 3 Civs now in the book. In the books. Sorry for my ghetto PowerPoint presentation. But we do have Britons and Malians left for Daniel, Slavs and Aztecs for Project Belgium. And if you guys saw the hype video for this, you saw that the Slavs for these 2 players are ridiculous. They both have nearly 100% win rate with the Slavs. Granted, the sample size is usually like 5 to 7 games on Vubli. But Slavs for Project Belgium could be quite strong. Malians and Britons, maybe we see Aztecs in the next game that's coming up. Not quite sure just yet, but that game will be here in just a moment. If you're coming in from the Vipers channel and you want to check it out later, you can hear an interview from Project Belgium. We did that right after game number 1, and you can hear an interview from Daniel. We did that right before game number 1. Daniel's saving up money along with his summer job to get a new computer because he wants to play more Age. He may stream, I don't know. We haven't talked about that yet, but I hope we see more from Daniel. You guys know him from the Vipers channel. I think he was teaming the Viper in some good games. Maybe carrying Viper in Doubt, I think, in a couple of matches. Belgium is a player who currently has a mouse that he won from Vubli, and he's saving up money for that mouse. Okay, enough of me sellouting. Let's go ahead and tell the players that we're ready for the next game. Killer B, do you have a student license? Would a Slav's mirror end in a draw, says Scarface. Well, with a 100% win rate, yeah, I guess it would have to end in a draw. So the players are still here in the game room. I've told them if they need a little break, they can, but I think that they might be ready for game number 4. The score is Project Belgium 2 to Daniel 1. We're going to play all 5 games of this set because it's a show match. Just trying to create a little hype on a Tuesday. I'm pretty hyped up. I'm very hyped up that we got a host from the Viper, and I'm very hyped up to see like 40 follows coming into the channel. That's really cool. This event is every Tuesday for the next 3 Tuesdays. Well, this, the next, and the next. We're featuring players who are incredibly strong at the game, who have put in their 10,000 hours, but they don't have a big stream, so they're not pulling in a lot of money. And, you know, maybe they're not able to beat the Viper in Doubt 1v1 and Tato, so they're not really pulling in money from tournament wins. But, you know, a little money in the pocket of these players could help them, you know, improve their stream quality or improve their enjoyment of the game. I know that these guys have a ton of hours in the game, and I figure if I have no playing talent and I can share my channel with guys who don't have, you know, like all the bells and whistles and hardware that I have, it kind of balances out my karma. That's what I still get to be part of the community even though I suck. How about that? Let's see, Killer B, student license for PowerPoint. Yes, I do have a license for the PowerPoint through the university, yes indeed. Oh, sweet Jesus. We got a big sub coming through, or a big donation coming through from Kumbusi. How do you say your name? Kumbusi. Thank you very much. I'm very glad that Excel will have to do the hard work of dividing up your donation, but very much appreciated, guys. Just to let you know, the fourth game is 20 seconds away. Big thanks for that sub. You guys can catch us in game number 4 in 20 seconds. Beautiful. Now that Killer B is famous, I'm proud that I followed before this stream. There you go. You were into this before it was cool. Oh, and who's that? Zero Empires. How are you not a mod here, bro? All right, guys. Game number 4 is upon us, and it is Aztecs for Project Belgium, and it is Britons for Daniel. Okay, a little bit of an uncomfortable matchup if I'm playing as the Britons. I'm not super enthusiastic about this, but let's think it over. Let's not jump to any judgments. This game has to be played out. Let's think about it as we roll. But first, we'll look at Project Belgium's map. His Eagle Scout roaming around the backside, grabbing a couple of sheep. He will find a back gold, back stone, back wood line. Pretty nice back of his map here. Yeah, it's on a hill, and you can't mining camp both sides of the gold. But hey, man, it could be a whole lot worse. Berries on the front for the orange player. His wood line on the front will not be the greatest, but yeah, maybe you put a lumber camp here just to be pragmatic a little later on. For now, I'm looking at Belgium's map and I'm saying this is okay. I can live with this. If you want to go Eagles, you can go Eagles. If you want to go Towers, you can. Towers and Skirms, fine. You want to go Men-at-Arms, fine. Whatever. You should have a pretty safe economy. On the other side of the map, we will see Daniel as the Britons. Daniel stole a boar 2 games ago, so we'll keep an eye on his scout as he has found almost all of his sheep. There's his last couple sheep that he's grabbing now. So the Britons player will be happy chewing away at those sheep. 3 vills on the wood line so far for Mr. Daniel, but the 4th villager is on the way over now. Could mean early aggression, could mean nothing. It is Britons after all. 4 vills on wood doesn't exactly trigger me to think anything major for Britons. For now, the blue player is starting to go forward. His scout could get into the mix a little early on, but Belgium may be okay to deal with that. Usually it's easy to scout your map with your Eagle Scout after all. Orange player pushing a couple of deer in early. His second boar here is awkward. You actually may need to loom up or do a little scout blocking to get that. Not quite sure. But for the moment, we're waiting for this game to pop off. 4th villager headed out to the wood line for Project Belgium, and let's see how this game shapes up. So yeah, what I was thinking, and we'll keep an eye on Daniel's scout here for just a moment longer. What I was thinking about Daniel is, as the Britons, of course, you have great archers and you can build the longbows and all that. But you can go down the champion line. Like, he's not going to be fully countered by like a full-on eagle play. He could use champs to keep those eagles at an arm's length. But outside of those 2 options, I'm a little befuddled about how you stop an eagle push. It might be a little awkward because you have a very slow group of champs that are trying to slow down a very fast group of eagles. But we'll see. I do like Project Belgium's chances here as the Aztecs, and if he does win, he will be the winner, quote-unquote, of the series. He'll get more of the donation money, but both guys are going to get a nice little share. And of course, we will play game number 5 just for the taste of it. Diet Coke. Daniel's scouting is just starting to get close to Project Belgium's back resources. He's going to find that gold and the wood line and the stone. He's probably going to say, what the hell, man? I wish I had a restart. No restarts in this series. We're kind of playing it as it lies. Orange player could steal a sheep here if he wants to, but he will circle around and figure out what Project Belgium's working with. And look at that. What a gentleman. What a gentleman. 1 game behind, and he's going to give his opponent that sheep. Oh, man. Daniel is not out for blood. Daniel, by the way, hailing from the US of A, guy who's initially living in Hong Kong. He plays a lot with the Hong Kong group and has good friendships with those guys. Played for the USA national team. I wish I could call it that. The Nations Cup team. I wish the US had a national team. We got to get this game in the Olympics this year. So you may know him from that. Project Belgium, for those of you guys joining us, you might know him from Zero Empires and Escapes event, Masters and Apprentice. He made some splashes and played pretty nicely in that series. Carrying Doubt, I do believe, if my memory is correct. So you might know him from that. But Belgium does have a stream. He is trying to get that up and going with some new equipment, new hardware. He's going to make a push of it, I think, when the summer comes. Both of these guys, I do think, are around 20, so they're probably quite busy with studies and works and whatnot. But it's great to see them having a nice 1v1 showcase. Good to put the spotlight on some guys like this once in a while. Militia coming out for the orange player. We've got Militia coming out as well from Mr. Daniel. Daniel has not clicked up yet. Neither has Belgium. And it looks like we are going to see both players going with a true-ish drush. Looks like a true drush to me. Belgium can wall himself in behind this drush, and he will wall in a little bit of structure on this side, a little bit of structure on the far corner, and he should have a really, really safe pocket of economy. Actually, kind of an annoyingly OP safe economy. Daniel, in the meantime, will send his drush forward, and he will also be able to do some walling. His gold is incredibly much less safe, I would say. The left side here is open, and we need to keep that in mind. Daniel did not scout it, but that is an open panel that could be an absolute game breaker. You never know. We're just casting here and watching from a distance, but man, if you snuck an army through there, it might really do some damage. Drush off is upon us. The orange player is getting cleaned up, but you know what? So is Daniel. Both of these guys are going to lose basically everything, and I think we will reset into the feudal age. Daniel clicking up on 23 vills. Project Belgium, for the moment, has not walled in the right side and has not clicked up. Project Belgium has not clicked up. He's got 4 villagers over to gold. He's still building out farms. He's still taking his sheep on the front. And Project Belgium does not seem to be in a rush to get to the feudal age. Hi, everyone. Just tuned in to catch Killer B streaming. Hey, hello, Pharaoh. Welcome, welcome. That deer pushing itself to the TC. Yeah, once in a while, you get lucky. Once in a while, those deer cooperate. 4 vills on gold for both players. Project Belgium grabbing loom. He's 26 villagers and up. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 farms, I believe. He's still chewing through sheep, and he could actually go for a drush fast castle here, but I don't know. He's not walled in on the right side. I would expect him to turtle up a bit more if he was going for the FC behind this. In the meantime, Daniel is not going to wait around to find out if Belgium is fast castling. He's going to come forward with 4 villagers in a bit of a maybe delayed forward, maybe a tower push with an archery range next to it. Blue player has 1 idle militia he needs to get in the mix. He is nobody on stone, so if he's going to drop a tower, it's going to be 1 and not more. For now, the blue player is headed straight toward Belgium's berries, and he may just drop a tower right in front of that barracks. Militia's still coming out for Project Belgium, so there goes the food that he might have wanted to use to try to go up. He's going to have to use that food to defend his base. Archery range forward for the blue player. He is on to gold, so I suppose it can be archers for him on that side. It is continued militia production for Daniel, who's in the feudal age, but has not gone men-at-arms. For now, Belgium will pop out a couple militia. He'll deny the archery range for a moment, but the tower will go up, and once it does, this could be sustainable. I think Daniel here could sustain this. Once his tower goes up and this archery range completes, he can keep repairing that tower, putting pressure on the berries. I think this is okay. These militia also can't get close enough to deny the range for any longer. Blue player at the moment on 26 villagers. Project Belgium will hit the next age. Belgium is going to have a archery range coming up back inside of his eco, sending 3 more villagers over to gold. So probably could be a double range build, or yeah, it looks like a double range build. Didn't know if we would see maybe a sneaky eagle popping out. Blue player for now will deal with these militia the old-fashioned way, using his villagers, and Daniel still not on stone. Daniel using the stone for that forward tower, and that's going to be it for now.
Grayton?
So, archers behind villagers with 1 tower up. The blue player is trying to make a bit of a push. He can take the berries, but after that, it's hard to imagine him taking anything else. 1 palisade or maybe even a piece of stone wall here, a couple more houses, and the whole front area will be pretty nicely walled in for Belgium. Double range is coming for the orange player. He is still happily on that back wood line and back gold. Everything's going decently for Belgium. Daniel making a push, and he will come over to stone. So it will be maybe a sustained tower push from blue. Daniel's kind of committed now. I think he's got too many villagers forward. He's got his forward range. He can't exactly afford to lose this range and have these villagers walk all the way home with nothing to show for it. So maybe, just maybe, he's a little bit too committed to this forward, and now he's going to go for, he's going to double down on it. See if it's the right call. Nim says they are 2K1. Yep, both of these guys coming in around 2K1. I think the high water mark for both players is 2220. That's my recollection of the highest they've achieved. They are certainly better than me, better than maybe you, but, you know, guys that are still working to break through that glass ceiling.
to get up to the Vipers level. Oh man, I don't know if that's even possible. Okay, so Archer's out for Project Belgium, no fletching. Archer's out for the blue player with fletching. Fletching on the way for Belgium. I'm sure he's happy to wait for the next fight. We will see another tower coming down from blue, double-legging this production. Going to make things a little awkward for Project Belgium. He's going to run at this, though. He does have enough archers here to maybe deny it. Tower is on 58%. Daniel's in some trouble. He needs this tower to go up. He's going to be on 75, 77, 78. The tower is not going to go up, is it? Oh, the tower's not going to go up. Oh, the tower's not going to go up. Oh, boy. Okay, well, Project Belgium waiting for his moment. Daniel was here on the front with his tower. He was putting some pressure. He was getting some good annoyance in, but not really enough for his investment, I would say. He decided to double down and go for a second tower. If that tower finished, he has a chance, but it didn't, and the villagers went down along with it. And unfortunately for Daniel, he's going to lose the game, and that's going to put him out of reach of winning this series. We will play the 5th game after all, but Project Belgium will probably be smiling and patting himself on the back because he just put a little bit more coin into his pocket. Very nice game. You have to say that the Aztecs player had a great map and that Daniel didn't have a whole lot of options to break through this. But he gave it a go, and for that, we applaud him. We'll jump out of here, and we will prepare ourselves for the last game of the set. We will take 3 minutes. I will quickly add to our list this wonderful donation from Kambuse. Couldn't be further from pronouncing your name right, but very much appreciated, my friend. That is $24.69, so that will be added to the pot, and I'll show you the new bar graph. The best way today to support the channel, I suppose, if you want to support the players, is to subscribe. But if you want to support me in my future event, I guess that PayPal is going to be equally split between myself and the players. Let's go to a screen capture on this side, and I'll show you guys the current settings, or rather the current progress. We've had some nice donations today, and some nice subs, and some good biddies. And we're creeping our way up for the winner toward 30 bucks, getting it to be a good little pot. The loser is getting close to 20, and I'm getting close to 20-something. That's not so bad at all. Mouse for Project Belgium. He wants a new mouse because he wants those buttons on the side. And Daniel wants a new computer. He wants to put a little money toward it. Maybe we can buy him a tower case. We do have some really nice donations from our channel donors, so we will top this off a bit for these guys. So if you're out there and you're thinking like, oh man, these poor players, they're working their ass off. They're going to get like, they're going to get $13. Don't worry. They will be nicely rewarded for their hard work and effort. As I was saying before, if you guys missed the interviews earlier on, you can check those out. One of them is right away at the beginning of the broadcast with Daniel, and the other is from Project Belgium a little bit later on, after game number 1. So what else do we need to do here? We need to update the scoreboard. Project Belgium will grab his 3rd win. I do want to play the last game. I hope these guys are willing to do so. It is just a show match for fun, a little drama on a Tuesday after all. Let's see what we got left for Civs, boys. So, I think we know what the last game is going to be. Aztecs have been crossed out, and so have the Britons. And the final game of today will be Malians versus Slavs. And we're going to play on Arabia once again. No rematches for the guys. And then maybe, if they're available, we'll have them jump on the Discord, and maybe they'll want to thank you guys before they call it a day. Yeah, we have those nice charts. What about the sound? Reaper, giving a sub over to Gloken. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, both of you guys. I'm going to go ahead and add your money to the sheet. Wonderful. Okay, you want to hear the soundboard? We can fire up the soundboard for the last game here. No problem. Let's fire up the sound player and jump into the final game. And let's say thanks, to Doubt's Air Conditioner with the Doubt's Air Conditioner. That's an awesome name. That is a surprisingly awesome name. Well, thank you very much. That's really wonderful of you. And that brings us $10 up on the donation chart. And the winner
is close, creeping up. So is the loser of our event. Both guys will get nicely rewarded. Thanks very much, guys, for the support. The goals here, these lines, we're not exactly expecting to reach them. I just wanted to, like, actually say, like, okay, this is the mouse Belgium wants. This is how much it costs. And show you the progress that we're making. If you're nice enough to donate 10 bucks, it's nice to see this bar creep up. You'll know Project Belgium is halfway to his mouse, which is pretty cool. But nonetheless, we have another game to play. We have done a good bit of pandering, and we are ready for game number 5. Just asking the players a couple of questions here. We'll rock and roll into the 5th game of the set. Doubt's Air Conditioner is a great name. Reaper, thanks for gifting a sub over to Gloken. Good to see you guys in the channel. I'm really happy that the Viper was able to host us. I'm happy that people were here to support this idea. I think it's a decent idea. I need to work on it next week as the week goes on to try to make this production better, more exciting, and cooler. But I do appreciate you guys giving us a shot here on the channel. It looks like Project Belgium and Daniel are going to launch into the final game. We will expect to have a quick wrap up with those guys after game number 5. I think they want to come on and maybe just say thanks to everybody for the support. And yeah, game number 5. We know what the civs are going to be. I showed you a moment ago, but I can show you again since we have a minute and a half on the spec delay. It will be Slavs versus Malians. And as I've said a few times, if you guys saw the hype video we made for this, hype is in quotes because you can hear my voice. I don't sound excited, right? Like I'm not capable of it. My parents got me a trip to Disneyland, and I was like, "This is awesome. I'm really excited." I'm sorry, I just don't have it in me. But anyway, the hype video showed you that these guys play Slavs incredibly well. Like win percentage wise, both players are great with Slavs. So Project Belgium here maybe saving the best for last because he's got, I think, 100% win rate with Slavs in his last 6 or 7 games. It could have been Daniel with 100%, but one had 100 and one had like 85% win rate. So they are ridiculously good with Slavs. Might not mean anything, but at least something to think about as we roll into the final game of the set. 50 seconds on the spec delay. Thanks, everybody. Did you hear the story about Doubt's Air Conditioner? Not yet. Oh, sweet Jesus. What is with the 2469? I appreciate it very much, but is there significance to that number? Very nice project. I'd like to support it. We will add that to the tally, my friend. Very big thanks. That's a very kind donation of you. Thanks very much. Spy R. Thanks, buddy. We got the scoreboard for the final game. We got the final game launching, and we will jump into that right now. And I will play you a little drop from the Viper, since you guys, many of you came over from his channel. Maybe you'll remember this moment.
If there's one thing better than mounting,
Zach.
It's mounting quickly.
Zach mounting quickly. That's a good one, too.
It's my love story, baby, just say yes.
Oh, man. I want that for my ringtone.
It's my love story, baby, just say yes.
He's good, man. Viper, I don't know if you're still out there, dude, but that's proper rhythm. Like, you rolled with it, dude. That was nice. Project Belgium and Daniel enter the final game of this set of 5 matches. After this, these guys will come on and say hello and thank you to everybody who viewed and donated. And they will give you some love. Daniel here probably wants to win one for the Gipper. He's got Malians, a very strong civ, and he's going to have an opponent, Project Belgium, playing as the Slavs. For now, Belgium on the left side of the map, working his way around. He will find a nice, safe back gold pile. I would say he can wall that in really nicely using this wood line for some structure. That gold should be quite safe. The actual wood line that he might lumber camp is way on the back. It's a little far from his TC. Could be raidable. But ultimately, this is a map you could really see yourself defending. I feel like a car salesman. You could see yourself in this sedan. I could see myself defending this map really, really nicely if you can make it unscathed to the Castle Age. We've seen some games in this set go for very early aggression. You could see losing the control of this map maybe to some early aggression or some good raiding and falling behind even though you have a safe map. But this is a good map. Daniel on the other side, playing as the Malians, will have 3 villagers out on his wood line to start things off. He'll have a gold behind him. He'll have berries behind him. And he's got at least a half-decent map to work with. His main gold, or secondary stone, secondary gold, or rather third gold, everything's on the front except for this one gold in the back corner. So it's not exactly ideal. It's certainly not, in my opinion, as good as Project Belgium's map, but it's serviceable. It's a manageable map. Blue player is going to lure in his boa. He will drop that without any event, worth noting. And he's going to continue to build up a little bit of a makeshift wall to push toward the TC. Looks like he can use a little bit more structure, and he can have a small little pocket of safety. Project Belgium finding a sheep, just like in the previous game. These guys are not laming each other's sheep. We did see a boar stolen, but at least for now, they seem to be quite cordial. Belgium roaming around. It does look like Daniel wants to push a deer or two if he can. What is the build going to be for Project Belgium? As the Slavs, I'm usually just thinking I'm going to go into scouts, but we'll see. Belgium grabbing Loom. He is looking at a board that I don't think it's so far, but he's going to grab Loom anyway, just to be able to go and grab that, I suppose. Could have lamed Daniel's boar lure, but it looks like he will not do so. Malian's player continues to build up. And we'll start to scout the other side of the map soon? Question mark? Yeah. Daniel did not end up pushing in a deer, did he? Nope. Decided to give up on the idea of getting a deer under the town center, and he's going to head out and try to find Project Belgium. So yeah, Project Belgium and Daniel have been at it for a long time. Both guys are really strong players, and I've had the opportunity to play versus Project Belgium a few times. Ooh, this villager taking a couple pokes. I forgot he had Loom. Belgium is a guy who is on a similar time zone to me. Since he's in Belgium, I'm out in Sweden. And he often comes on when I'm doing my early morning stream on Saturday and just says hello. Interesting villager going to wall himself in. Says hello, and I played him a couple times 1v1. I'm not a good player, but man, oh man, he just smoked the living daylights out of me. Not in a single one of those games did I have a single moment where I was in the score lead. However, I once had a score lead over the Viper. That's another story for another day, but I think what you guys really want to hear is another drop of the Viper, don't you?
It's my love story, baby, just say yes.
I missed last game. Project Belgium held off that forward. Yes, he did. Project Belgium had a really nice map. He waited for the right moment. I believe he had 8 or 9 archers in fletching, and he pushed back out, and he was able to grab all of Daniel's villagers. Daniel had a tower that was coming down. His second tower was on 93 or 4%, but he could not finish it. It was a quick game, a very fun game. This one, we will see how it shapes up. Malian's player is on to gold with 2 villagers, does have a barracks down, and is on the way to the feudal age. So we're thinking that maybe this is going to be a, whatchamacallit, men-at-arms build. Orange player on the other side, I assumed he was going to be up a bit sooner than this, and I assumed he was going to go into scouts. He will click his feudal age, but surprisingly to me, on 22 villagers, not exactly sure what Project Belgium has in mind. He's going to expand out his economy, does have 1 idle after walling in the wood line. He's anticipating the men-at-arms, so he will try to pre-wall in some of his areas. But I'm not sure why he's up on 22 villagers. I don't think there was any major hiccups in his economy. It just seems like he's going to be maybe a little bit passively up. Like if he's going into scouts, why not do it 2 villagers ago? Not sure. Nonetheless, we'll see what he has in mind. He's the pro, not me, and we'll see what he's got going. 3 villagers coming forward for Daniel. Daniel likes to be aggressive early, and we'll see if he can get something done with a tower. He wants to be so aggressive, he's not even going to stop to kill the wolf with the other vills. He's just going to take that wolf down with that single villager. It's actually 4 vills coming forward, along with a drush, well, men-at-arms soon, and the scout from Daniel. Project Belgium is still waiting for his uptime. He has walled in his wood line, and I don't think he's going to get full-on surprised by the first tower, but he could get a little caught off guard if Daniel plays his cards right. We'll see. Did you have the score lead because you were Chinese? I had the score lead because we were teammates, and the Viper was on the flank, and I was just booming. I did nothing to deserve it. I just let him play 2v1. Anyway, tower coming down for Daniel. He will take away the berries, and he could actually take down Belgium's barracks, but Belgium will respond with a tower of his own. Belgium's going to go horse collar, double bit axe, and he will have a stable coming up in the back of his economy. Belgium is not on stone that I know of, 75 stone total, so this is his 1 tower to try to stop things, and the beauty of this tower is that it's close enough to the TC that Daniel can't exactly stop it.
That's a really clever tower. If that tower is a little closer, the TC Arrowfire can't push those men-at-arms back, and you have a lot harder time building your counter tower. Daniel, for now, does have his tower up and does have a little bit of momentum on his side. His men-at-arms are roaming around to the far side. This tower is not going to win him the game, but it will keep Belgium a little bit busy. 4 villagers rolling around for the next tower. And this one, Belgium is going to have to either rush down or abandon ship on, and he's probably going to have to abandon ship. So Belgium will probably lose this wood line. He's going to wall in this area, so the tower creep will be at least somewhat impeded. But Belgium quickly rushing down the first tower from Daniel, and we'll see. We'll see who gets the better of this. More men-at-arms coming, a spear coming, 4 villagers out onto stone. So the blue player wants to sustain the aggression here in the feudal age. And I don't know, maybe it's time for another drop. I don't know what else we got here. What do we got?
Well,
All right. MBL from the David Bullet podcast. Always MBL he provides the best drops, guys. He just does. I know probably some of you are Viper fans still hanging out from that big host, but MBL, man, does he provide some good drops.
it's a miracle I'm alive still.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle he's alive. It's a miracle that Project Belgium is, well, it's not a miracle. He's holding this off somewhat well. However, his wood line is now abandoned. The berries are now abandoned. His counter tower is already spent. He's not mining stone too quickly, but he is mining some stone. So we will be able to do this. Hey, sorry, guys. Sorry, Pete. I don't know why Pete got... Stream Elements is going ham on the chat. My apologies to everybody whose messages are getting deleted. I don't know what happened. Somehow Stream Elements got really angry. Sifley is not happy. Hey, Sif. Not happy with the defense. So far, it is, well, we'll see. More towers coming in from Daniel. We'll certainly take away that back gold pile. For now, Belgium is going to have to rely on this wood line and maybe taking that back gold as well. I tried to link the MBL clip. Sorry about that, Pete. If Stream Elements can't trust Pete, then I can't trust Stream Elements. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. It's game number 5 of the set. These guys are going to play this one out, and then they will come onto Discord and give you guys a little bit of hello and a little bit of thanks for being here and creating some drama. Counter tower from Belgium is coming down. Sif is happy with Daniel's aggression, and it's certainly doing some good damage now. He pushed through the front side, I believe, through this area. I was a little busy singing along with the Viper's love story. This tower is really, really nice, and the next tower creeps in even closer to Belgium, putting a lot of pressure on. Belgium will have a couple scouts out. Those scouts, for now, are hanging out at home, waiting for their moment to shine. And at least for now, Project Belgium is able to keep up villager production, but who knows for how long. He's going to lose his wood, and it could get a little uncomfortable for him. Daniel back at home is unbothered. He will lose his tower on the backside as he drops a house and maybe drops more towers on the front side, trying to pressure Project Belgium's really his last good wood line. Belgium, though, has reestablished a new wood line for now, and it's turning into one of those really intense, really weird games. Look at this. This is a nice wall from Belgium. Those men-at-arms coming over to keep that tower afloat, and that's a really, really clever quick wall. The house won't last for long, but the tower is down, and now we will see Daniel begin to roam around to the other side. We will see that tower go down, so Belgium doing a good job to take what he can, but, you know, Daniel here is getting in some good damage, and we will get a very nice donation from a Pharaoh. Thanks very much for the donation. Thanks for streaming. Indeed, my friend. SplitB Tuesdays. I'm having fun. I'm a little too hyped up. Sometimes my words don't even make sense because I'm quite excited over here, guys. For now, the counterattack is coming. Project Belgium out with those scouts is ready to push on his opponent if he can. There are a lot of spears waiting in the wings. Orange player is going to try to micro around them, but he will take a lot of pokes. He'll kill these spears, but he did take a couple of pokes, and these scouts are now mostly not on full HP. However, Daniel still having to build out spearmen, still having to defend, and that's probably what Belgium intended. Belgium dropping another tower to defend against this push. Daniel will really solidify his control of this gold if he can get another couple towers up in this area. Belgium, though, is taking stone on the side. He's got a nice double lumber camp on this new wood line, and he will eventually take gold over here. Orange player has a couple villagers that are switching sides of the map, and where are those dang scouts? Where are those dang scouts? Project Belgium lost the scouts. Oh, God.
I looked away, and I guess Project Belgium did too. He's going to lose all of those scouts to spears. Counter tower coming down for Belgium, but it really hurts his chances of winning after losing the scouts. Counter towers aplenty. The orange player is trying to keep his hopes alive for winning 4 out of the 5 of this set, but Daniel is really pushing on this one, and he wants to win one for the Gipper. He's even going to deny the forward tower from Project Belgium. Belgium's going home, and his chances of winning are starting to go down pretty rapidly. That tower would have been nice. Harassment with the scouts could have been quite nice, but now it's just a game of, can I survive a bit longer? Fletching coming for Project Belgium. Daniel's got 350 wood, 200 food, and 470 gold in the bank. Belgium has essentially nothing except for stone for another tower. So Belgium is going to drop an archery range. He's going to continue to try to fight this off. He's certainly not in the driver's seat in this one, but I guess he's thinking that he can do it by pushing back out once again with another group of scouts. Spears on the front are actually killing a villager. You don't get to see that every day. And those scouts will come on a counterattack. One thing that could be interesting is Daniel bringing those spears forward, thinking that Belgium scouts are dead, could actually leave him a little bit exposed at home. For instance, no spearmen really roaming around except for this one gentleman with a spear on the side. Blue player is now shore fishing because why not? It's a show match. You got to show off, and shore fishing is a really good way to show off, getting those villagers to work, and I really like to see that from my fellow American. For now, Belgium's going to poke a couple of ills, but he's not going to kill any of them. We'll idle a wood line, and he'll probably get... Oh, he's not even going to go for her. Going to let the lady live, maybe. So a little harassment, a little idle time, but ultimately not so many villager corpses for that scout counter push. Blue player is starting to get cleaned up by Project Belgium's towers. He's shut down Belgium's eco with these towers. A lot of farms having to be abandoned. Of course, the gold is not controlled, and there's a lot of villagers inside these towers, but Belgium knocking down both of Daniel's towers here on the front. Daniel will, instead of keeping the pressure on, he'll use a little resource to go up to the castle age. And we'll see if he can continue his roll forward. Right now, it's Project Belgium with a bit of a score lead, but I still think that Daniel is in the driver's seat. We'll see. Belgium will try to win back his economy, and Daniel will drop double stables on the front. Double stables, bloodlines, scale barding armor coming, and oh boy, oh boy. What do you do if you're Project Belgium? Because you're in the feudal age, and you're still in the feudal age for a bit longer. What do you do here? Of course, Belgium doesn't know what is going on. He's trying to get more towers down to solidify his gold piles. He doesn't know these villagers are still here until just now. So he could be a little bit caught off guard. He does not know about the snuck stables. There are 2 of them. But he may find out soon because the fog of war is going to be lifted and he's going to see the double stables down. So a couple towers to defend. The Malians player is up and he will immediately queue up knights from 2 stables. More towers coming from Daniel. And he will try to sustain this push. A little bit of wood in the bank, so we may see another town center from the blue player. We'll clean up those scouts from Project Belgium, but those scouts, well, they didn't have too much of a use left. Belgium will buy enough time, he hopes, to get this tower up. But we'll see. Needs one more panel. Oh, pretty nice. Quick walling from Project Belgium. We'll get some stone walls down. And will, for now, keep Daniel out of the flesh of his economy. But, oh, there's always a hole. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you work, there's always a hole. Bloodlines with +1 defense for the blue player. Grabbing Forging to up his raiding potential. And we will see if Daniel can grab game number 5 here. There are a lot of towers firing arrows in from all directions. That's fletching already done. Project Belgium on the way to Castle Age needs to find a way to hold this off. Quick walling from Belgium. He's going to get some stone walls down, and he's going to block these knights and make them run. Almost run the gauntlet. Yeah, they'll get out of dodge in the end. But still, very nice quick walling from Belgium. Daniel's got that Castle Age army. He will grab down a couple of vills and be annoying, but I wonder what he's got cooking at home. He's still double stable knight production. He's trying to push him in everywhere. Belgium is trying to panic wall every single part of his eco, and so far he's done a decent job of it, but these knights will grab a couple of vills off of the farms. Daniel with a 5 vill advantage. He's going to continue to get a bigger villager advantage. Back at home, he is on 1 TC, but the second one is coming. So Daniel here is putting a lot of effort into aggression. He's done a nice job to hurt Project Belgium early. He's still trying to snipe down vills everywhere that he can. Belgium with a really nice defense. I'm having a lot of fun here in game number 5. I think it's been a really fun and interesting game 5 of this set. But Daniel in control. I think his aggression has put him in control. The scores suggest he's up just by a fraction, but I think he's up by more than a fraction. His mangonels are on the way out. His knights are still ruling the day. The orange player is going pikeman, which, you know, he needs to do. He's got to hold the line. We do see a knight as well out for the Slavs player, Belgium. He's at least solidified some of his economy safely. He's taking this gold over here. That's a clandestine mining camp, guys. That is an unguarded mining camp, but the interesting thing about it is that Daniel's knights, they can't really get over there very easily. They're being produced in the back of Belgium's eco. They need to stay within shouting distance of that mangonel. So those knights are probably not going to be able to punish Belgium. And in fact, Daniel doesn't even know about that gold pile. Knows about the stone. He could go over there to raid the stone and kind of serendipitously find the gold, but we will find out soon. Looked like Belgium deleted a vill there. Oh, did Belgium delete a vill? That would be funny to see. I miss too much some of these games. Anyway, Mangonel's still working down Project Belgium's defense. The pikemen are coming in aplenty. It will be a little bit of a micro battle. Of course, those pikes will have trouble pushing in against towers, and it's a slow tower creep from the blue player Daniel. He's going to stick with one mango, a monk to heal up his knights, I suppose. And, well, back at home, there will be a little bit of raiding from Project B. Project B coming in to try to use his knights to some use, +1 defense, but that's it for upgrades for now. Orange player will grab a couple vills, and he'll try to bring Daniel back down to his level. Daniel, though, on 3 TCs now with a new town center in the back corner of the map, and he's pretty happily booming up. These knights are going to get pretty well countered by a couple of spears coming over. We'll also see a monastery back at home for blue. And Daniel's position continues to look a little bit better every few minutes of the game. Daniel's position, to me, has gotten a little bit better every couple minutes, and his chances of winning here have to be quite high. But, hey man, it is the 5th game of a show match. These guys are probably, I don't know, they're probably pretty hyped up. I'm hyped up. Maybe, just maybe, Belgium will try to catch his opponent making a mistake. But right now, it's the American who's kind of running away with this one. His watchtower coming down. Not sure what that watchtower is intended for, but at least another tower down for blue. He'll take out a little production of Belgium, which is a little uncomfortable for the orange player, whose knights are kind of hanging around back near his home base. We will see a TC coming up for Project B, and these 5 villagers on stone will be funding more towers? Question mark. 5, 6 vills on stone, 7th villager coming over to stone, 2 on one side, 5 or 6 even on the other. It feels like Project Belgium wants to drop a castle to win back his main gold. I don't know if he will, I don't know if that's the intention, but my guess is he wants to drop a castle like, I don't know, here, and maybe try to push back some of this forward. Not sure. We'll keep an eye on things as they roll forward. Daniel will drop down a tower to keep pressure on Project Belgium. Belgium continuing to try to raid in Daniel's base, but Daniel is now on a 4th town center, and he's now 20 full villagers ahead of his opponent. So Belgium is going to have some trouble getting in damage with these knights. They're not that arrow resistant with just +1 defense, while the blue player has Bodkin arrow in. Belgium coming forward will snipe a mangonel, which will buy him some time. This villager is going to maybe live to see another day, but a pretty nice mango snipe. I don't know how the monks didn't stop that. But here we go. Daniel's pushing the monks right into tower arrow fire. One monk going down for free there. A little bit of a blunder of a play, but at least for now, the forward continues to be built. Belgium's 3rd TC will come even more forward than the 2nd TC. We'll see. Analyst and therapist, says Art of the Troll. Maybe so. Analyst and therapist. I like that. I'm trying to combine the 2 words, but I can't. So far, we haven't seen any Titanics, but maybe we have a sound drop from Katsuni. Oh, what a great moment from Katsuni singing the Titanic theme song. 4 TCs now from Project Belgium. He's still trying to hold this forward back. If he had any ideas about a castle, they might be a little far flung at the moment. He needs a lot more time. His pikes are doing a good job to hold the line. We haven't seen a good mangonel shot, and in fact, Daniel's going to let these pikes get too close for comfort, and that mangonel may go down. No, it won't. All calculated, says Daniel. He's going to get the pikemen down. His knights will roll into the eco. This tower from Project B is going down. 350 stone in the bank for the blue, for the orange player here. He's starting to hemorrhage some vills. He's on 68. He's a full 24 villagers behind now. It will be camels and knights and more villagers coming from Daniel. And Daniel, though he has no stone in the bank, he has that because he's already placed the foundation of his castle. A castle drop on both of Project Belgium's new TCs, and it will also really nullify this monastery. Project Belgium is going to come with some counter towers. He has to do something, but Daniel is just waiting for this, and he's going to prey on those villagers. To catch a villager killer is the next series. Daniel is going to easily grab down those vills. He could deny the top tower. He needs to do so. Does he not see it? Daniel's a little bit late to the last one, but Project Belgium will give the GG because he could not deny that castle. Let's see. Project Belgium. Let's see. Well played. I was like, I should have gone men-at-arms. Then I didn't. Pretty good game from these two guys. A really fun set of matches. I hope you all enjoyed it. It will end 3 games for Project Belgium, 2 games for Daniel. A really, really fun set of matches that I hope you get a chance to, I don't know, look back over. Some of you guys joined us late. You might want to check out game number 1, 2, and 3 if you missed those coming over from the Vipers channel. We also had a really nice interview with Project Belgium and a very nice interview with Daniel. We'll pull those guys into Discord here in just a moment, but let's jump out of game number 5 here and let's do a little, well, let's do a little final tally here in a moment. What else do we have here on the soundboard? Oh, we have Stephen Hawking's.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Very useful.
You're an idiot.
Okay, so these guys are jumping into the Discord, and so am I. We will show, well, we don't need to show the PowerPoint. We'll update the scoreboard here, and we'll quickly jump in and say thank you very much to those guys for putting up some really nice matches. At the end of the day, it will be Project Belgium with 3 wins and Daniel with 2, but we're all winners in this game, aren't we? Aren't we all winners after that stream? Oh, man. Let's jump into the Discord here. I'm sorry. I was born this way. I was born this corny. And let's see what these guys have to say after a couple of really nice matches.
Didn't know.
Gentlemen.
Elephants can tank.
Hey, hello, Killer B.
Hey, guys. I want to say, people here in the channel, they obviously can't speak to you, but I want to say thanks from them for the entertainment. Those were some really great games. Thanks, guys.
Thank you to you guys.
Yeah, it was really a pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun games though. Those games were fun.
Yeah, man, we were really enjoying the back and forth. I think it was the 3rd game that was the longest one, and that one was really exciting to see you guys both going at it full tilt. Yeah, congratulations to both of you. That was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, those were fun games.
Yeah,
that
the long one, the Huns versus Burmese one definitely was a really nice close game.
Yeah, I thought I had a shot at bringing the high ground, but didn't. And he held that really well with HCAs and Halps. So that was a good game.
Yeah, also having my 2 castles there. Like one time my castle was almost down, but I just bought some stone and then I could keep repairing and send more help. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice game.
Yeah, that game was really interesting. And in the last game, I got to ask, like, what was your plan, Belgium, to try to deal with that forward? I mean, Daniel's double stables caught me really off guard. Did that surprise you that he was in the back of your eco?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I knew he still had those villagers in the back. I thought, yeah, those are 5 useless vills. I trapped them. And then I thought, let me build a tower in the back of my base so I can secure that gold. And then I saw his 2 stables, and then a second later he had castle age, and I was like, oh shit. So I tried to wall up, but there were still some holes. And then he did a good job of adding economy at his own base. I tried to send some knights there to raid, but he had monasteries and safety seas. So yeah, really well played by him.
Yeah, that was a really great forward. And Daniel, I got to give you some credit, man. I was kind of going nuts when you were taking shorefish in the back of Belgium's economy.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the shorefish. I was like, yeah, I might as well get it. You know, those come fast.
Yeah, man, that was really, really cool to watch. Thanks very much to you guys for the games. I want to show
the people viewing what their support has done today. So we've had some really nice donations from people in the channel. And you guys probably can't see this since you don't have the channel up. But we were able to raise over $40 for the winner of the match and over 30 for the loser. And actually, some nice donors have sent in some money. So we're even going to top that off. The winner today, Belgium won 3 games, will get $60. And Daniel, you'll leave with 40. So I hope you guys can use that money toward your new mouse and your new computer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Thanks everyone for donating, sending bits, and showing support. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
That was-
Go ahead.
I hope to participate in future tournaments too. Now that I play more, I actually want to try, like, I don't know, not like King of the Desert, but obviously that passed. But again, I would definitely want to go for it.
Yeah, there's
Just to play around. I want to try. Like, it's just fun nowadays with so many pros.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we all play this game for fun, but when you can get a chance to have some like real adrenaline to maybe try to push yourself to the next level, it can be a lot more fun. So, yeah, I mean, you guys, how were you feeling after those first games? Let's start with you, Belgium. Were you a little nervous going into this one, or were you feeling
Actually,
good?
it was quite alright. I remember I've played 2 Nations Cups and then the Masters and Apprentice, and I always was quite nervous for those games.
Mm-hmm.
But for this game, I think just like improving and playing better players, you just get used to like playing good players. So I was actually quite calm going into this game.
Mm-hmm.
But after the first game, after it was over in like 20 minutes, I was like, oh damn, he really got me on the back foot. So I got to perform the next few games, but I managed to pull it back. And at the end, we both played really nice games.
Yeah, I was saying to people about both of you guys having such a super high win rate with Slavs. I was like, oh, whoever grabs Slavs is going to win that game. I don't know if it really is anything you ever look at, but if you go on Voodly, you can always look at the last 200 games you've played. And both of you guys just absolutely kick ass with Slavs and Mongols. And the one game where Slavs come up, of course, turned into a loss. So I felt like, as usual, I felt like a bit of an idiot. We'll come back to you, Belgium, in a moment, but I do want to give Daniel a question. Daniel, do you plan to stream? Have you streamed any content before, or are you more interested in competitive play, or what's your plan in the future?
I have streamed, but I just don't. I personally, because I guess my primary audience is to the Cantonese audience from Hong Kong, just because they're just better friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I don't know if I can be that entertaining with Cantonese or English or Mandarin, and I just don't know how to set up the stream that well. So,
Gotcha.
I do stream sometimes, but it's just that, like, it's hard to stream while being in school and stuff like that. And streaming requires like a very strict schedule, I would say, which I can't have, which is annoying at times.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully we see. Hopefully you'll give it a shot in the future, and if you want to, you can always call me up, and we can talk about settings. So hopefully we'll see a Daniel stream. Hopefully we'll see both of you guys playing a lot more, and hopefully you can put this money to good use. Belgium, I'll go to you. You do have a channel that you're streaming here and there, right?
Yeah. I streamed today, and I'll probably stream tomorrow and for the next week, because I still have until the end of the week some vacation, and then I also try and stream in the weekends. So
gotcha. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing more out of that channel, and again, I appreciate you guys coming on and being the first guys to sample out this idea, this SplitB Tuesdays thing. I think it was cool. We had a lot of nice drama. We got a massive host from the Viper. So the Viper dropped like 1,600 viewers on us. So I want you guys to both know that probably the most exciting game that you played, game number 3, was probably viewed by 1,500 or 1,600 people, at least for the end of that 3rd game. So you got some exposure. I think a couple people saw your name, and that was a very fun game. So I hope that it encouraged you guys to play more and maybe get you both going and streaming. And I hope to see you in competitive events in the future. And I guess I'll leave it to you guys to wrap it up.
I guess, Daniel, you can go first if you just want to say thanks, or if you want to shout out to anybody, feel free.
Thanks, and I don't know. I guess one thing in Age of Empires that I hope right now is the Hong Kong. So if there's any other Hong Kong players to come out that are watching right now, hope more Hong Kong players more often, like Ding and everyone. I hope they come back. So yeah, that's who I would ask for.
Very cool, man. Yeah, and thanks again. That was a great series. And hey, I'm cheering for you to be able to beat up on Spring, so you can be my the #1 American player, right?
I think I beat him recently, so
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. And Belgium, before we wrap it up, man, I'll give you the last word. You were able to pull out 3 wins in that series, and able to put a little money toward your mouse. Do you want to say anything else to end the stream here?
Again, I want to really thank everyone. I saw some people cheering for me, so a special thanks to them, and obviously for you for hosting these amazing events. And definitely for next week, I'm gonna watch the entire event because this is a really nice event.
Yeah, man. Okay, well, thanks, guys. Thanks for the great entertainment. Thanks for all the kind words. I'm going to jump out of here and stream some more matches and enjoy the evening. And I hope that we can do more stuff in the future together. You guys are the first week of SplitB Tuesdays. We'll put this up on YouTube. And you guys will have to send me some PayPal links so that we can send some money your direction. But yeah, thanks again, guys. This was a really great time.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to kill this. Thanks to those guys. We'll deafen that out, and they can chat about their games. I'm sure they're both wanting to have a couple more words with one another. I don't know if you guys are interested in hanging around for a few more games, but I sure am. I feel like, why not? We got some momentum on our side. We might as well enjoy it. Let's save the Project Belgium versus Daniel matches, and we will come back and revisit this. I will say that thanks to you guys, let's do one last lap around this. Thanks to you guys, we've raised quite a nice purse for the winner and loser of the tournament. And as I said, some kind donations from the channel will allow me to top off the winner's total to $60. So big thanks to people who have been donating over the past few weeks. We're going to give the winner, Project Belgium, 60, and Daniel's going to get $40 for his hard work. And that will get those guys pretty close to starting off the funds that they want. Of course, Daniel is going to build a new computer, but he will be working his summer, and this will just be a nice little piece of the pie for him. So, much love to all of those two guys, and let's jump out into Medieval Siege and see what we find. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. I know a couple people are on the way out. They got stuff to do and dinner to eat. Don't know what happened with Karl Marx Stalin. Oh, boy, what a name. But thank you to, I guess it was Scarface, for maybe deleting an offensive message. Very, very nice of you. Let's see. Awesome show. Great job. Thank you, Half a Loaf. Would be great to see some POZ players come back into action. Yeah, I would agree. Guys. We're still in action. Let's see what else we got here in the world. We've got Terror taking on Gamma Ray, and then we have, who is this? Eddie taking on Tato, and those games just launched. So what I think I'll do is I will wait for those games to launch for a moment. I wonder if it's on Arena. I would guess maybe so. And while they do, I will change the title to reflect what we're up to. Holy cow, we got 300 viewers after all of this. That's just really crazy, guys. Thanks so much for the kind words and support. Sorry I wasn't able to read everybody's messages. I hope I read everybody's donations, but I'm not perfect. I hope that I